did mention this morning, I remember some of my first country championships races way too many years ago to recall the actual date of, but just the experience, being able to be part of relays, which we will see a few more of this afternoon. And then you always remember that first individual event. It's elevated, it's something else. You have your whole team, the whole club in the stands. It gets very, very noisy. At the moment, I think the only noise we're really hearing is the wind, but very shortly, once we get underway, you're certainly going to be able to hear the crowd cheering and supporting all of their incredible athletes in tonight's finals.
Yes, obviously everyone's red tough in the country, and a little bit of wind doesn't affect anyone in the country. If there was the city slickers who come down here, but they're half struggling. But the country athletes are ready to perform today and put in a great performance. And one of the highlights of the meet, all the country athletes keep telling me about, is just about to come into our camera screen, is the march, the opening ceremony march.
It is. There are so many extra elements that we don't get to see at our Metro champs or our state champs. So we do have the beautiful march around the pool with representatives from all of the clubs. We have 39 clubs represented across this 3-day competition, 775 athletes. It's our second biggest countries ever. There's close to 3,000 entries, so 2,500 splashes into the pool from our swimmers, because we know that these guys, as you said, we do breed them tough in the country, and they're not only going to be swimming one race a day, a heat and a final. No, no, no. We say we're not bothering with that. We want you in every race that you qualify for, you are racing it, and every opportunity you have in a final, you are taking it, and those top 10 point scores are so important when it comes down to the final day. Over the last few years at these country championships, we've had a few upsets with Geelong and Traralgon Swimming Club fighting it out for that winning place as the champion team. But we also have the top 5 teams. It's such a great experience or opportunity for these clubs to try and sneak their way into that top 5. And I always love seeing some of those smaller clubs get up there and get into that top 5.
Going around in alphabetical order for our clubs. So who would be the people who are selected to do this march around?
Well, it's quite the honour, and I think you've got some of their clubs will put on their team captains, club captains. Also, sometimes you can have maybe your first-time country swimmers. It's a selection throughout the clubs. They can choose who they want. A few of the clubs I know within the country, they don't just have club captains, they have team captains. So it's not just a leader, or it might be a leadership team, a group of 5 athletes. We see some of the clubs, they've got 3 represented. So yeah, it's really the choice, but our host club, as they've just walked past here, I was saying I was fortunate enough to stand in on their little team hype up this morning and listen to those club captains give their speeches and set up the troops almost for the weekend. And I think basically that what the messages that I got out of it is, you're not doing it for yourself. You know, this meet goes above and beyond the individual. It is about the team, and so this is a great way to start us off for the afternoon, is seeing all of our teams out on display with all their leaders making their way around the pool.
And as you see the teams go through the screen, they're from all 12 points of the compass across Victoria. There's clubs from everywhere, which is so good to see that the depth of swimming across the entire state and all the different regions.
Yeah, it's certainly well represented. I've seen swimmers from all the way up in the corners, such as Mildura, down to Warrnambool, across to all our teams from Gippsland and beyond. And the other thing we touched on earlier is how lovely it is to be able to get everyone together from across our beautiful state after a bit of the devastation that we've seen over the last few weeks in regards to the fires, and making sure that we do have the opportunity to still come together and support one another. And I think it's fantastic that we've been able to have so many swimmers from across Victoria come along to our championships.
So we nearly concluded our opening ceremony with our marching, as our W's are going through the screen to wrap us up.
Yeah, I don't think there's too many beyond W in the alphabet for our clubs. Yarrawonga Mulwala might be the last ones there.
And
And the officials are also giving the swimmers high fives before
I
their
love
relay.
this.
So after all the clubs, now we've got the officials coming past.
Isn't that so great? And giving their little fist bumps.
And some of these athletes have been coming to countries for a long time, but some of the officials have been coming for even longer. And those bonds that the athletes have formed with the appreciation they have for all our officials who keep coming year after year after year.
Well, it is funny you mentioned that. We thought that Don had been to the most countries. I think he was about around 50, but then I spoke to Brian Ford from Traralgon, and I believe he was saying this is around his 55th countries, and we've only held 70 country championships. So that's a pretty solid effort to have attended over 50 of them.
And are we sure next year it's going to be 56, or is he going to say it's 76 by next year?
I think he'll be here until the day that he is no longer able to, and even then they'll probably wheel him in his hospital bed. But we have so many great leaders and coaches across our country teams. It's great to see them still within the club and still having such a valuable role. Brian obviously steps back a little bit now, taking on the role of the juniors. So he looks after those guys after being head coach over there for so many years and doing such an incredible job with that team.
But in some respects, the junior development of a club is even the more important role, because that's what's fostering the future generations.
Laying the foundations for what's to come, and what's to come this afternoon I am really keen to see. We saw one country event record go earlier today already, so we'll see if we can maybe get the actual country record in that event. And then we have our 13-year-old boys. I think they're going to be really the ones to watch. They were so close to about 3 records today across different events, and I'll definitely be keeping an eye on them. There are also a few of our swimmers who put together a solid first half of their race, and you could just almost see that switch off if you took a little look at their entry times. They're hovering around those records, and I do love it when we see our athletes improving each year and knocking off those records. And some of them I saw had been held for quite a long time. So there's some quick swimmers we've had over the years. Right in front of me, the men's 200-meter breaststroke country event record is actually held since 2006. So that one's been around for 20 years now.
Yeah, see, one of our athletes from the border there, unfortunately on the wrong side of the border for us, but Craig was an absolutely amazing 200 breaststroker. Finished 3rd at a number of different trials meets, but Jeremy Myers' Victorian record is starting to age now as well, because that was set back in 2012.
Well, don't say that.
But he was another one who finished in those top 3 or 4 places at our Open Nationals and Trials meets.
Yeah, we've definitely produced some pretty incredible athletes from country Victoria. As we look to our officials getting ready to go.
Just like the swimmers.
They're getting the race prep.
They're getting their team briefing, and we really appreciate all our officials, because without our officials here, we would not be able to run these championships. And we appreciate the work that they put in, not only during the sessions, but before and after the sessions, to make sure that all the athletes have the best chance to compete and put their best foot forward in the pool. As we are just being hit by a particularly strong gust of winds, and those of you who are familiar with the Geelong area knows that we can get a bit windy down here, and as we've been out here in the elements all day, that we do know that there is plenty of action happening outside.
It's fine, because over here we have our incredible team, the boys from Big Voice Media, who not only run the show, but they're also preventing us from being attacked by tarps and tents.
Yeah, so they're able to produce this fantastic product that we're incredibly proud of, as well as save us from getting attacked by
They do it all. They do it all.
It is great that we are streaming our 2025-26 Matthew Ollie Victorian Country Long Course Championships here on KO Freebies on the Swimming Victoria's YouTube channel. And we're so proud to have you guys with us today.
So not only the boys from Big Voice and the team from Swim Big, but Yarrawonga Mulwala coming to our rescue. Some of the Stingrays team helping us out over here. I mean, this to me is like the epitome of countries, really. It's everyone coming together, everyone having a good time. We get 10 seasons in 1 hour. The beauty of outdoor competitions.
Where else would you rather be? It's perfect. As our athletes for our opening event have just started to assemble behind the blocks. We will be starting off with a relay event today.
Best way to kick off a comp. Get a relay over and done with.
And it's our para and able-bodied relay. So this relay is one of the great new initiatives that we've done over the last couple of years here at Swimming Victoria, which enables the swimmers to compete across para space and the able-bodied space together. And we do these handicapped. So the aim should be for all the teams to arrive at the wall together.
I mean, I think one of the funny things about this event is the amount of times that doesn't happen, because people get so excited in a relay, they drop just massive amounts of time, and it's so easy. Well, I shouldn't say it's so easy to do PBs, but that extra bit of energy and excitement and adrenaline at the start of a relay, you see these youngsters just fly down the pool, and they end up winning by about 10 metres. And that's all probably one of their 11-year-olds has just taken 10 seconds off their entry.
In a 50.
In a 50, of course. They did it in the first 25 of the 50. And then they had to hold on the rest of the way. But that's what we love to see at countries. I think everyone steps up in the relays. And this one's great because it's at the start of the afternoon. But the ones that come up at the end of the comp, some of these swimmers may have swum 6 races already. They had 3 heats this morning. They've had 3 finals tonight. Do you think they go slow in the relay? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They'll still probably come out and do a personal best.
So those flags are giving you a good description of how windy they are. So when you see them vertical like that, completely horizontal to the pool, that's if we're talking in golf terms, for those who are the parents and grandparents who might be watching at home, it's a 4-club wind.
Well, this morning my weatherman was updating me quite frequently on the speed of the winds. The average was around 27 kilometres an hour, with gusts of about 60 kilometres an hour.
Yes, I tend to agree with that, based on my experience from this morning. It was sometimes hard to walk upright. So it will be one of the things the athletes will have to concentrate. When they're in the water, they'll be fine. They won't.
Especially the 50s. They've got the winds going the correct direction.
Their world record.
We did say that too.
But they'll probably where they'll have to focus is on the blocks, making sure they're able to stay nice and relaxed, stay calm, and focus in on what they have to do, rather than let the elements influence them. Then once they hit the water, they'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that, and in particular those who are backing up, because once you're in the water and you're damp, you're going to be cold when you get out. So you need to make sure that if you don't have a lot of time between events, that you are trying to get as warm as possible, dry off as quickly as possible. Parents, grandparents, family, friends, bring your child multiple towels. That is my biggest piece of advice.
And when you say multiple, you don't just mean 2, you mean
No.
6.
Yeah, every event, fresh towel, dry towel.
And the beauty is, on a day like today, you hang that towel out to dry, and it's dry in 15 minutes.
That's if it's not over in the stadium by the time you get back to it. So keep an eye on it.
Yes, we are located right next to the fabulous stadium that Geelong Cats play adults. So
The home of the greatest AFL team in the country. Yes, we are.
I'm not sure I would agree with that last statement, but it is a fantastic facility around here. A world-class stadium, some world-class swimming pools right next door.
And some world-class swimmers. A few of these athletes we have seen on that international stage. In particular, coming up in this para-able rod relay, a few of our athletes who competed at the Special Olympics, they'll be represented. I just saw Bradley come over and actually help fix one of the signs alongside of the pool. Had a few of our swimmers, the likes of James Logan, competed at the Deaf Olympics just at the end of last year in November.
That was a very successful trip for that Australian team that was selected to represent us at the Deaf Olympics. And it was great to have so many of our Victorian athletes as part of that team, as well as some of our country swimmers.
Okay, so I've just heard that official's whistle and we are ready to get underway with our first event of the final session. We apologise for the delay. It is quite windy. We are just getting everything set up and ready to go, making sure our computers haven't all blown away.
So this is going to be into the club battle here in this relay.
I believe 3 teams out of this first time final and 3 relay teams, 1 club. Let's see what the guys can do from South Gippsland Bass.
So the first team is underway. As we spoke about earlier, these are our handicap relay. So they've been predetermined their start times as our technical officials give them their handicap. And we're making their way down this opening 50 for these first 2 South Gippsland Bass teams, while the third team currently still remains on the blocks waiting.
It's a tough one because on the one hand, I think I would kind of love this, you know, especially if you're that team that's going in second or third and you're trying to chase down the other swimmers. But on the other hand, it is pretty challenging when you look and someone has 50 metres head start.
55 metre head start it was on this opening leg. So it was a very strong opening 50 in the centre of the pool from our South Gippsland Bass team as they're making their way down their second 50 now. The other 2 South Gippsland Bass teams are making their way down the opening 50. And we're about to work our way towards this 100 metre turn for our leading team in the centre of the pool.
So this is our para-able bod. We have 2 para swimmers and then 2 able-bodied athletes. And it's a mixed event, so we have both female and male athletes as well. So 2 male, 2 female. And you can choose to swim that any way that you want. So you can have both your girls first, both your boys. You go 1 girl, 1 male, 1 female. You can go both para swimmers first, both able bods. It's really completely up to the individual team's choices. Now, obviously we have mentioned that all 3 teams in this are South Gippsland Bass. You would have to assume that the team that pushed off the wall first was the C team. The next one would be the B team, and that last team that went in 55 metres behind, that's most likely going to be their A team. But sometimes these clubs, they also like to make things interesting and put in teams that are pretty similar in time. So I'll be very curious to see what happens here.
And so the second, third place is a very tight battle at the moment. Our leader did have the advantage at the start, but remember that every different combination for each individual team to see what is going to be the final result. It looks to me like it is going to be pretty tight by the time we get to this final 25 here, as our second team from South Gippsland Bass in lane 3 make their changeover into the last 50, and they've got 25 metres to catch up and they are flying. It is going to be very exciting as the team in lane 5 has now hit the water and they're trying to make some ground on the team in 3. So as we enter the last 15 metres for our leaders, it is getting very close.
I'm just wondering who's actually cheering for these teams, because half of South Gippsland Bass is in the pool right now, but we do see all of our clubs lined up along the side of those grandstands. It is very, very tight between lanes 3 and 4. Lane 3 just steaming home, and they're going to take that one out. I think lane 4 will hold on for second, and then lane 5. All 3 South Gippsland Bass teams doing an incredible job there. It was a big challenge set for the team in lane 5, leaving that far behind the other guys. So a really fantastic effort to all of these swimmers.
And very well balanced teams selected by South Gippsland Bass, all finished within a 5-metre period of each other.
They've
Fantastic.
nailed it. Perfect. So that now will bring us to our second of the time finals for our mixed para able-bodied relay. Looking across the pool, we've got some teams represented from Warragul, from Warrnambool, from Bendigo East, Geelong, Traralgon. Look to have 2 teams. Ballarat Gold. So once again, a mixture of everyone from across the state. Let's see if we can get another really close finish on our hands here.
I'm excited for this. Yeah, definitely some serious faces pre-pool here. Some focused individuals as we head towards the start of our second time final.
I think I'd be pretty focused at the start of this one too. When you know that you have a set time that you have to leave on, and you don't want to let your team down, and you don't want to be late reacting to it. And knowing my luck, I'd probably forget what number I was going on.
I'd be checking my number
27
times before we started.
And have it written on my hand.
So because they've been handicapped, those handicaps from the opening heat carrying over into this heat to make it easier for the fight. So the final time will be our winning time. So obviously this is our faster timed final. So this is going to have our faster heats. That's why we've had the start. And it's taking a little bit longer before our first team will be underway, which will be Geelong in lane 0. Will be leading us off here in this second heat.
And I think they said they were leaving around 30 seconds behind what that lane 5 team had left on previously. And the total time was around a 3:13 from memory. So keep an eye on that as well. That'll
3:09 and then a 3:14.
That's right.
They're our total times that we're looking for here in our second heat as we're underway. And these teams are much more closely bunched together. So that action and that head-to-head racing starting in this opening 50. And it has been Traralgon who's taken over the lead in lane 1. They've moved into the lead through this opening 50 ahead of Geelong, who dived into the water first.
Yep, so they're starting off with both their male athletes. I believe that was Lockie Bellion who just took out that first 50 for them. Geelong still sitting in second, and then very close between lanes 2 and 3, the other Traralgon team and the Ballarat Gold team.
And all the way across the far side, so Geelong's on opposite sides of the pool in lane 9. They've had a strong opening 50. They were last to enter the water, but did pass a number of teams on that opening 50. So they're attacking the first 100 of this relay nice and strong, that Geelong team out of lane 9. As we move through the 100-metre exchange, we've got a new leader once again. We're in the action here.
All in amongst it. And that's those different strategies. Some of these teams, they'll leave their fastest swimmer to last and they'll be trying to close that gap later on. Others, they've already been set back on the start, so they've been held off. They want to try and close that gap as quickly as possible so that the swimmers coming later maybe aren't as quick as the earlier ones, and their goal will be to try and hold on to the lead that they've got. And that might motivate them a bit more, knowing that there's other swimmers coming and trying to chase them down.
So it is Ballarat Gold who lead into the final 35 metres here. And as you can see the time on the screen at 2:40, they've given themselves every chance to take out this ahead of that opening heat, who also put out those really competitive times. But it will be Ballarat Gold who's going to be first into the wall, and a really strong swim there from all their 4 of their athletes.
They have smashed that. The rest of the field, though, this is a race here. Geelong and Traralgon in lanes 0 and 1. Super close. Looks like it will be Traralgon getting their hand onto the wall in second in a 3:07. So they'll finish in second. And then it was a 3:09.24. Do you remember the points from the South Gippsland Bass team?
All I'm going to say is the handicapping in this event was done fantastically.
Really great work. Really well done. Super, super close on the finish. It's going to be very tight for that bronze medal. Big congratulations to all of our athletes within that para able-bod relay. As we move now to our first individual event of our program.
So we're underway in our first individual final, the women's 200-metre breaststroke. And through the first 25 metres, it is a nice even start, with Zoe Schneider having a slight lead at that 25-metre mark over Claudia.
Yeah, so our finalists in this event tonight, in lane 0, we have Eliza Cooling from Traralgon, lane 1, Memphis Johnson from Geelong, lane 2, Miller Abley from Bendigo East, lane 3, Emily Croatto from South Gippsland Bass, and lane 4, Claudia Croatto from South Gippsland Bass, lane 5, Zoe Schneider from Ballarat Gold, lane 6, Elena Pistron from Traralgon, lane 7, Taryn Aldred from Geelong, lane 8, Arabella Johnson from Geelong, and in lane 9, Ella Matters from Ballarat.
So as we make our way towards the 100-metre turn, again, it's still nice and even across the field. All these athletes are getting out nice and strongly through this opening 100, using this with the wind second 50 to keep their strokes nice and long. And it will be Emily just ahead of her sister as they turn through that opening 100.
So at the moment, from this morning, most of those leaders have gone through in around the same time that they went out in the heat. So this is where we want to see them pick up. A lot of them maybe switched off just that little bit to conserve some energy. And we have quite the race on our hands. It's still going to be our swimmer in lane 6, Elena, out in front ever so slightly of the 2 Corrado girls in lanes 3 and 4. And then sitting just on their hip, Miller and Zoe.
So as we head towards this final 50, once again through the swim portion, it's been the Croatas who start to move into the lead. We'll see if Elena can work that turn and pop up back in front. She definitely closed the margin off that final turn. Not to be discounted is Zoe as well.
Yeah, the Corrados on that turn, they were almost synchronized. The race is certainly on between the siblings to see who can get the crown in this 200. They are looking like they're pulling away ever so slightly from Elena over in lane 6. Zoe Snyder starting to push her way through right up alongside, trying to see if she can gain a little medal out of this first event. Miller Abley also coming home well down the final lap, but it is the 2 girls from South Gippsland Bass. Claudia gets the touch, 243.29 ahead of Emily, 243.43.
Little sister did not want to be denied then. She came storming back in those final 5 metres to nearly get
got
there.
there. I thought that last stroke she might have had it. And once again, some close racing. It's so great to see. It was Miller that snuck in for the bronze as well. So 246.48. She had a really nice last 50 as well. She was almost just slightly looked to be out of that top mix and come home really well. for our next event behind the blocks is event 3, the men's 200-metre breaststroke. We'll see if we can see another exciting race. Swimming out of lane 0, we have Noah Tucker from Geelong. Lane 1, Brodie Cargill from Traralgon. Lane 2, Austin Robbins from Bendigo East. Lane 3, Brandon Wilson from Shepparton. Lane 4, Ashley Nichols from Traralgon. Lane 5, Cameron Jordan from Bendigo East. Lane 6, Dane Schneider from Ballarat Gold. Lane 7, Blake Scott from Ballarat. Lane 8, Aaron Rudge from Shepparton. And in lane 9, Cormac Flynn from South Gippsland Bass.
And we are underway and away for our final of the men's 200-metre breaststroke. And in the centre of the pool, it is Cameron Jordan, who's off to a really good, strong start, which is great to see because that means his skills are improving.
Thank you. We do love to hear that. Certainly one of the things that Cam's made a really big effort on improving throughout, particularly the last 12 months at training. Every time he's been doing his dive starts, we've broken down his underwater into each element and portion and timed individual parts, and he's really been pushing through to improve on that on the world stage. He did get the opportunity to go and race over in America at the end of last year as well, so that was a fantastic opportunity. And I did like to see, though, the difference in start between Cameron and Ashley Nichols. So Ash does a lot more of events and proceeds into some of those longer races. Cam tends to be more the sprinter, and he's pushing out into this 200. So Ash had a longer glide and really relaxed on the underwater. Cam was super explosive, and this first 100 is very fast. I can't tell you the split because my stopwatch isn't working on here, but he's away very quickly. You can see it. He's got a solid lead, and this is where Ash Nichols has to really try and put his foot down in this third 50 and hope Cam tires a little bit and he can use that back end speed.
Yeah, it was good that Cam was positive and aggressive and continued that through that second 50. He's doing a good job on his third 50, but this is where the gap is not changing between them. Ash is holding on to his feet, just saying, can I stick on his feet? Can I stick on his feet and give myself a chance in that final 50?
Yeah, I think he might have done slightly more than that. Just in this last 10 metres, he's only about 1.5 strokes behind. So definitely has closed it a little bit to what it was at the 100-metre mark. And it wasn't, as you said, in the first 25. He just maintained his speed. So those two, they're out pretty comfortably in front. I'm keeping an eye on this third place spot because Dane Schneider and Brandon Wilson are both pretty close together, as is, who am I looking at on the other side? Blake Scott, Blake Scott. So he's starting to make a bit of a move, but I don't think anyone's quite going to catch Cam Jordan off that explosive first 100. He's going to take this one out. Ashley Nichols in second, and I think Dane is going to hold on for that bronze medal.
Yeah, really strong swim there from our top 3 athletes there in that final. And Cam did set the standard after that fantastic opening 25, continued to hold it through for the rest of that 200. So well done, Cam Jordan.
It's time for some of our younger athletes to hit the water as we move along in the program to event 4. It's the girls 13 and under 200-metre individual medley. In lane 0, we have Claire Baker from Ballarat GCO. In lane 1, Layla Van Aswegen from Warragul. Lane 2, Sophie Lee from Kangaroo Flat. Lane 3, Georgie Kennett from Ballarat Gold. Lane 4, Emily Croatto is coming straight back from that 200. This is that was the warm-up. This is the main event. She's in lane 4 from South Gippsland Bass. Lee Wen Yu in lane 5 from Geelong. Ruby Kenwright in lane 6 from Warrnambool. Lane 7, Ava Hager from Gisborne Thunder. Lane 8, Addison Hendley from Ballarat. And in lane 9, Taylor Costello, also from Ballarat.
Underway for our girls 13 and under 200-metre individual medley, and they're battling into the wind in this butterfly leg just to make the opening leg of butterfly just a little bit more challenging. And it is Layla who's swimming nice and strongly in lane 1 through that first 25, but in the centre of the pool, Emily Crowetter showing that the 200 breaststroke was no challenge for her. She's ready to go again.
I think she just got pumped up in that last 50. She got a surge of adrenaline and she's just rolling with that. This is the thing that we love the most about countries, is just that backing up. Absolutely. This is how we know that our swimmers are tough. No swim down necessary. You don't have time for that. Just get back in, go again. It's racing and training all in the same day.
So Emily does lead through the first 25 of backstroke.
And good news, she's a great breaststroker. So.
Yeah, we know that, but Ruby Kenwright, who's putting together a really strong backstroke leg, our Warrnambool athlete, and she's come along beside her. So those two are going to be neck and neck as we come underneath the flags into our back to breast turn.
So the girls go through there. Emily leads ahead of Ruby. Georgie Kennett, one of our youngest swimmers in this 13 and under event. She's moved into third with Layla now down in that 4th place spot. This is the breaststroke. This is where people can come a little bit unstuck.
It was a really tight through that opening 100, or like 5 of them within 1.2 seconds. But now look at Emily go, showing her breaststroke skill that we saw her just before, pulling away from the rest of the field as they are still in that battle for the silver and bronze medal.
Now we know that Georgie Kennett is a really fast freestyler, so I'm going to expect to see her lift a little bit through this next and final 50. Lee Wen Yu is also a pretty quick freestyler too, so she's currently sitting around that 4th place spot. It was a good 50 breaststroke there from Sophie Lee in lane 2. She's pushed her way into that medal chance there as well, and we'll see who can switch on down this final lap. But I mean, Emily's put together a fantastic swim here.
She's holding on to that body length and a half lead.
Just
over Georgie. Georgie's starting to make some ground in this final 25 metres. But our athlete from South Gippsland backs up from her 200 breaststroke medal and takes out the title here in the 200 metre individual medley for our 13 and unders. Georgie in second, with Ruby in third.
all right, we've seen the girls 13 and under. We move along to the boys now. In lane 0, Johnny Guthrie from Mildura. Lane 1, Jack Hawking from Bendigo Hawks. Lane 2, Bryce Scott from Ballarat. Lane 3, Zihao Wang from Geelong. Lane 4, Billy Main from Wodonga City. Lane 5, Shengu Han from Geelong. Lane 6, Jack Hayes from Surf Coast. Lane 7, Noah Tucker from Geelong. Lane 8, William Staggard from Cobden. And in lane 9, Patrick Clark from Geelong.
Now it's our 13-year-old boys' turn to have their crack at this 200-metre individual medley.
I think this could be a really great race. I did notice a couple of the boys really look very relaxed in the freestyle leg this morning. A lot of them put together 3 really solid 50s, and then there was almost that little game of cat and mouse where they were just taking a little bit of a breath to either side, trying to touch and make sure they finished in that top 3 from their heat, but didn't do any more than what was necessary, because the 13-year-olds have had a pretty tough program on this morning. So a lot of these guys will be backing it up over and over in a few races tonight.
And starting off really strongly is both Billy Main and Jack Hayes, who were both our superstars at our Victorian age long course championships in December's. But now this is where the grudge match happens at countries. They get to race each other once again, and it is Billy who leads through the opening 75 metres.
And it's the pride of your club on the line as well. So there's definitely a lot to play for here as they come down to the back to breaststroke turn, one of the more important parts of this IM. It will be Billy Main who leads us through, turns in a 107.2 ahead of Jack Hayes. So about 3 seconds lead there with Jack hitting the wall in a 110.18. It's the boys from Geelong and Zihao and Shengu who are both pretty close together in 3rd and 4th. And we saw that they were side by side in the heat earlier today and were stroke for stroke down the final 50 as well. We might see a repeat of that tonight.
So it's no surprise that we see Jack move up here in this breaststroke. He does have a stronger breaststroke than Billy, so he's moved from 2nd to 1st in this breaststroke leg. Billy's going to try and maintain as close as he can because he can finish really strong in that freestyle leg to give himself a chance. But this fantastic breaststroke from Jack, he's now going to turn with a clear body length and a half lead into this freestyle leg.
Yeah, Jack is a great freestyler as well, so it's going to be a big task now for Billy to try and catch up. That lead that you get in the breaststroke is, as you can see, almost doubled coming into the freestyle because you get moving into that faster stroke a lot earlier on. I don't think Billy is really chasing after it now. I think he's comfortable with where he is, and I think this one's going to go to Jack, who has just put together a much better race. He's built through. He's going to take the win for the 13-year-old boys 200-metre individual medley. The time there, 2:24.96.
Yeah, really strong time there from Jack from Surf Coast. Billy in 2nd, and a dash for the wall for 3rd goes the way of William Staggard.
Mixing it up a little bit now, we move along in the program to event 6. It's the girls 16, 17 years, 100-metre butterfly. In lane 0 from Traralgon, Lara Landals. Lane 1 from Warragul, Meg McKinney. Lane 2 from Ballarat, Isabel Kilborn. Lane 3 from South Gippsland Bass, Maya Roberts. Lane 4 back again, Zoe Schneider from Ballarat Gold. Lane 5 from Ballarat, Ava Candy. Lane 6 from Traralgon, Ruby Paulette. Lane 7 also coming back for her 2nd swim of the afternoon, Claudia Croato from South Gippsland Bass. In lane 8, Zara Reynolds from Bendigo East, and in lane 9, Holly Hembrow from Bendigo East as well. Underway for the 100 fly, 16, 17-year-olds. Good start over in lane 5. Ava Candy up and away well in the first 25. Glowing out with her was Zara Reynolds over in lane 8. The early leaders as we come towards that 50-metre turn. We do know this 100 fly, though, it really comes down to that last 25. We can see a lot of changes throughout, from the 75-metre all the way through onto the wall, and also onto that finish. Timing the butterfly is really important.
So Ava Candy continues to lead as she approaches that 75-metre mark. Now starting to move up is Maya Roberts into second place and making a charge in this second 50. But also swimming really strongly is Zoe Schneider. Those three have now pulled clear of the rest of the field with 10 metres left to swim.
Don't think it's quite going to be enough down this second lap to catch Ava Candy, though. She leads start to finish and touches in a 104.88 ahead of Zoe, with Maya getting the placing on the wall for the bronze medal. So almost ready to get started for event 7, the boys 16-17 years, 100-metre butterfly final. In lane 0 from Warrnambool, Xavier Aberline. Lane 1 from Geelong Sharks, Ben Hynam. Lane 2 from Ballarat Gold, Miller Stott. In lane 3 from Corowa, Edward O'Connor. Lane 4 from Wodonga City, Harrison Main. Lane 5 from Traralgon, Zayden Burton. Lane 6 from Traralgon, Brodie Cargill. Lane 7 from Ballarat, Thomas Costello. Lane 8 from Warragul, Campbell Nicholson, and in lane 9 from Gisborne Thunder, Jeff Connor.
So our 16, 17-year-old boys are underway in their 100 fly, and a really strong start from Harrison Main. He leads through the first 25 from Zayden. Those two are first and second. Also swimming well through that opening 25 was Xavier in lane 0.
Yeah, Harrison, the only athlete to qualify into tonight's final, breaking the minute mark. Zayden wasn't too far behind in that 100. And Harrison, he's already got off to a great start. He's got about half a body length, if not a little bit more, on Zayden. Starting to make a bit of a shift in gears is Brodie Cargill, also doing well down in lane 2, Miller Stott. But Harrison Main, he's certainly the one to beat here.
Yeah, with 25 metres left to swim, he's got it all under control, and he will take out the win. But the battle for the minor medals is getting incredibly tight behind him between the Traralgon teammates. As we come underneath the flags and into touch, it will be Harrison Main, followed by Brodie, with Miller Scott in third. 58.79, nice strong 100 fly there. next final will be the women's 18 and over 50 metre butterfly. In lane 0, Courtney Ford from Traralgon. In lane 1, Anna Mattel from Traralgon. In lane 2, Isabella Cantley from Geelong Sharks. In lane 3, Isla Ho, Ballarat Gold. Lane 4, Talani Binney, Bendigo East. Lane 5, Kylie Crofts, Wodonga City. Lane 6, Nicole Briscoe, Geelong. Lane 7, Olivia Bailey, Traralgon. Lane 8, Jade King from Warrnambool. And in lane 9, Abby Jane Warner from Traralgon, as we are underway in this final. And there's a nice even line across the pool here. Swimming really strongly in lane 6 is Nicole Briscoe, and she leads through with 15 metres left to swim. She's holding a slight advantage, but her rivals are coming right up alongside her. It's all going to be on the touch as we head into this last stroke, 4 together, and it will be Isla Ho who gets the touch ahead of Talana Binney, with Nicole Briscoe in 3rd. Our next event on the program will be the men's 18 and over 50 metre butterfly. From Ballarat Gold in lane 0, Edward Meddings. From Bendigo East in 1, Cameron Jordan. From Warrnambool in lane 2, Eamon McCarthy. In lane 3, from Ballarat Gold is Cooper Sutherland. In lane 4, from Traralgon, Darcy O'Connell. Lane 5, also from Traralgon, Ashley Nichols. Lane 6, from Traralgon, Shane Ashbury. Lane 7, from Warrnambool, Sebastian Christie Crane. Lane 8, from Ballarat Gold, James Meddings. And in lane 9, from Ballarat Gold, Jack Lanen. So some good experience in this pool for the final of the men's 50 butterfly, with Shane, our 36-year-old athlete, entering the race for Traralgon. It's good to see Shane back in the pool competing. He was a swimmer who was very strong through his age group years and into his early 20s, making many national open finals. Now, 18 and over men are underway in this 50 butterfly final. Getting right out to that 15-metre mark was Darcy, but popping up through the first half of the lap is Shane in the lead. So Shane leads with 15 metres left to swim. So it's Traralgon party in the centre of the pool. Will they be able to make it a Traralgon 1, 2, 3 as we go underneath the flags and into wall? It is really strong finish there.
Lane 2.
Yeah, strong finish from Eamon, and he came flying home in the last 15 metres to get the touch to take out the 18 and over 50 butterfly, just ahead of the Traralgon pack that was chasing him nice and tight.
About to hit the water, we have event 12, the women's 400-metre freestyle final. In lane 0, Katie Macklin from Seymour. In lane 1, Isabel Croatto from South Gippsland Bass. Lane 2, Miller Said from Traralgon. Lane 3, Ava Dennis from Warragul. Lane 4, Arabella Johnson from Geelong. Lane 5, Maya Roberts from South Gippsland Bass. Lane 6, Miley Bird from Bendigo East. Lane 7, Trinity O'Keefe from South Gippsland Bass. Lane 8, Al Cofield from Bendigo East. And in lane 9, Pippa Brown from Geelong.
crowd is continuing to build on both sides of the venue here, so the atmosphere is getting very exciting as we're moving on to the women's 400 freestyle final.
Honestly, I'm excited too. I love a 400 freestyle, and I think it's such a great event to have at our country championships. We have a few of these swimmers who have already raced this afternoon, so it is a bit of a tough event to try and back up. We've got to race those girls who are coming into this one a bit fresher. That just adds to the challenge and the satisfaction of beating them.
So our 400 events are timed finals. So this is our timed final. So they didn't have to swim this morning.
No.
So they're rested and raring to go for their 400.
Yes, they are. They will have had some other events this morning. I think that it's obviously, we were talking about them in other events. We've got Pippa Brown, she's 14. We've also got Millicent, who's also 14, and in the middle, Arabella Johnson, who's also 14, and then Miley Bird is 13. So we have some young swimmers here who will have had a few events this morning, including the 100 fly that was earlier. So let's see how they back it up. I'm sure they've had a good swim down in that lovely second 50-metre pool next door.
Yeah, we also saw Ava Dennis swimming out of lane 3, one of our multi-class athletes. So she had quite a heavy program this morning, including swimming some fast times. I saw her do some personal bests.
Yeah.
So we'll see if she can knock off a little bit more time in this 400 as well.
The wind's really picking up here around the pool deck.
I'm not sure about picking up, but it just hasn't stopped.
Well, no, it hasn't. And now we don't have any tents to speak of because of the danger of them flying away.
It may have flown away on us, but
Yeah, but the sun's out. It's so nice. It's come out now this afternoon. It was still sleeping in bed this morning, wasn't it, till about 1 o'clock, 1:30.
absolutely beautiful afternoon down here in Geelong as we prepare for this final of the 400 freestyle. So the support crew on this side of the pool, the camera side of the pool, is just athletes, parents, grandparents just popping in the whole time.
Yeah.
It's almost at capacity on this side of the pool, which is fantastic.
Actually, I think that it's more at capacity than age in the city was.
It shows that in the country, everyone gets to support their teammates and their
Certainly.
family members.
And they're dressed up too. I see a lot of rah-rah skirts and hats and you know, war paint on the face.
Finals fashion
Yeah.
is absolutely elite at countries, can I just say. Well done to everyone who has dressed up throughout the whole entire day. Even this morning we had a lot of our swimmers and supporters in the stands wearing their club colours, and not only that today, but I did mention this morning, tomorrow they have their costume dress up night, so we make this event fun. It's not as serious, and I think a lot of the time that's why people swim faster here, because the pressure's almost off you to race. You know, you just want to get in and do such a great job for your team, and it's that more relaxed environment with a lot of support around you.
And that's how it should be, really. I mean, it is a sporting event. People, you know, have cheerleaders, etc. At basketball and things like that. I think you know, that's what makes you swim fast. It's got to be fun.
And I think that's why athletes keep coming back year after year after year, even if they maybe not training as much as they used to in their age group days, and they're balancing full-time work, family commitments. When country rolls around, they make sure they make an appearance in the pool because they know how great the atmosphere is of the whole meet.
And everyone wants a chance to wear a rah-rah skirt.
Yeah, and there might be a few grudges to be 10 year. Yeah, that's right, 15-year-old grudges to see who can beat who.
We're incredibly lucky at Swimming Victoria to have Funky Trunks and Funkitas as have been major sponsors of Swimming Victoria for 9 years. Their swimwear and products embody a sport that blends modern innovation with a rich historical legacy. Partnered with quality Australian companies like the Way Funky Company allows Swimming Victoria to provide swimmers with excellent experiences today while ensuring even better opportunities in the future. Make a statement with their bold and colourful designs and check out their website or visit their pop-up stores.
So not only can you look good on pool deck in your team wear and your fancy dress-ups, but if you head over to Funky Trunks, which we do have the Funky Trunks store here, you just head down to the non-city end of the pool, the Torquay end of the pool, and around towards the car park. We have a beautiful little area set up with all of our merch stands, our Funky Trunks. There's a few little food trucks and such. I might have seen some donuts or something out there. There might not be any left after I go.
Yeah, me too.
So for those of you who aren't as good at geography, that would be the 50-metre start end.
Yes, and also online. You know, you can if there's nothing, if your style isn't left here, or if you're at home, you can get online and order your favourite coloured bathers. I honestly love the variety you can get.
And if you
Funky
don't have
Trunks.
any style,
Yeah, they've
like
got-
Nick,
Yeah.
you can just go and ask them and they'll help you out.
They'll dress you up, and the quality is fantastic.
It is.
I was just in the pool the other day, and the Funky Trunk bathers have lasted me a long time, the pair I'm currently wearing.
Yes.
Beautiful quality, year after year, and they're still in great condition, which is what you want out of a pair of bathers.
I think
do.
mine are still in great condition, but there's no way they fit me anymore.
Yeah, that's me too. Mine, I bought some, and yeah, they've been in the drawer too long and not in the pool enough, I think.
Well, time to bring them out into action.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, we are now ready to go here in the final of the women's 400 freestyle. Just as we thought we were ready to go there. A slight pause as our swimmers reset themselves.
I think we thought it was just waiting for the wind to die down a little bit. I think it would really make you wobble. It's strong.
Yeah, and that's just to allow all our athletes to have the best chance at a nice fair start. And swimming really strongly through this opening 25 was, unsurprisingly, a Croetto in lane 1. Isabel this time. She had a nice strong opening 25. She's put herself in with the middle of the pool as well. But now as we make our way through this opening 50, it will be Arabella Johnson, our fastest seeded athlete, who leads through that opening 50, but almost a body length from the rest of the field.
Yeah, you've got to really play to your own strengths, I think, in the 400 freestyle. If you feel fit enough and good enough, you can't really slow down. If you tend to swim at other people's pace, then it can be detrimental. So it looks like Arabella's just going with her own pace, and she'll know exactly what kind of pace she's going at. 400, 800, 1500 swimmers, they always know how they're going.
So it was Arabella who led through there, but
Yeah.
a really tight battle behind with Miley, Caden, Ava and Mia, all within a second of each other.
Yeah, they're all tactically, apart from Arabella, I think there's a bit of tactics to play in here, especially if there are teammates like next to each other or near each other. You kind of know how each other goes. So
as we make our way through another turn, Arabella just continues to extend that lead. With
Yeah.
Maya now sitting in second place. So Maya's established herself in that hold of second place, and she's looking to try and extend away from those others that are having that really tight battle for the minor medals in this second 100.
that's right. If you haven't got the speed at the end, you have to try and get away. So maybe she's trying to, break down Miley Bird next to her.
So as we make our way to this 200-metre turn, it is Arabella Johnson who leads through a nice, strong 2:16 through that opening 200. With Maya Roberts sitting in second place and Miley Bird in third. Our top 3 athletes have now started to separate themselves from the rest of the field, with Arabella moving into this all-important third 100. She's doing a really good job of keeping herself sitting really nice and high in the water, and with a nice strong kick going the whole time.
Yes, she is. I think Ava Dennis, she'd be the next one that could put on a charge down this third 100. It's kind of the championship quarter, that third. So she is pushing ahead a bit, but we've also got in lane 0. Yeah, Katie Macklin.
Yeah, so Katie Macklin
Seymour.
putting it really strong. She's now moved into that battle for 4th as they make their way down this third 100. But our top 3 at the halfway mark have maintained their hold of those medal-winning positions as we make our way through this 300-metre turn. It will be Arabella Johnson who continues to lead. She's out by almost 7.5 to 8 metres into this last 100. Maya Roberts sitting in 2nd place. Miley Bird from Bendigo East holding down 3rd.
Yes, she's looking very comfortable, looking like she'll go into the mid 4:30s. These girls all, getting well under that 5-minute mark for 1st, 2nd and 3rd.
So as we make our way to the final turn for Arabella Johnson, she was in the lead by the 50-metre turn, and she's just continuing to extend away from the rest of the athletes. Maya's sitting in 2nd place, has done a great job and is now comfortably in 2nd place, with Miley Bird holding on to 3rd place. There is a little bit of a race behind her, and they're trying to chase her down in that battle for bronze. But out in front, as she has been the whole race, is Arabella Johnson from Geelong Swimming Club. She comes underneath the flag to take this country title out in a 4:37. Really strong performance there, with Maya Roberts in 2nd. And it was getting tight for 3rd, but it will be Miley who continues to hold on to that ahead of the charge coming behind her.
Great job, Ava.
So it was some young talent from our girls in the 400-metre freestyle to take out the medals there. A 14-year-old, a 16-year-old and a 13-year-old onto the podium. Let's see what the boys can do as we move on to event 13, the men's 400-metre freestyle. For our timed final, we had the 3 of the boys compete in this one this morning, and in the water this afternoon we have in lane 1 Brenton Ford from Traralgon, lane 2 Ben Hynam from Geelong Sharks, lane 3 Zachary Shearer from South Gippsland Bass, lane 4 Cody Said from Traralgon, lane 5 Marley Sutherland from Ballarat Gold, lane 6 Jack Hayes from Surf Coast, lane 7 Billy Fisher from South Gippsland Bass, and in lane 8 Cooper Scott from Wodonga City.
Lane 4, Cody Side from Traralgon Swimming Club. Lane 5, Marley Sutherland from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 6, Jack Hayes from Surf Coast Swimming Club. Lane 7, Billy Fisher from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 8, Cooper Scott from Wodonga City Swimming Club.
Take your marks.
And keen observers will notice that there's a forward swimming in this race from Traralgon. And yes, they are part of the famous Ford family. So Brenton's doing the tougher event compared to his sister. His sister did some 50s. He's jumping in for the 400 with Dad on the side of the pool, coaching them as he has been for the past 50+ country championships.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Brenton takes this. Obviously, as you get older, you get better endurance, so they say, so he might be building it up through. And Cody said also from the Traralgon Swimming Club, coached by his dad. Looks like he's got it in control.
Yeah, so Cody and Marley lead through this opening 100. Also swimming really strongly is Zachary Shearer. So those three are our three leaders, with Cody leading just ahead of Zachary, Marley sitting in third place through that opening 100. Those three have pulled out a body length lead over the rest of the field. We saw all three of them having some really strong swimming in December at the Victorian Age Long Course Championships.
Yes.
This time they get to race each other head to head. Zachary and Marley being the 17-year-olds, with Cody, 16-year-old. As they're racing here in the open 400 freestyle.
Yeah, Cody's shown what a tough racer he is. He's really taking it out, and he's doing such a great job on those turns. Down this bottom end, he turned at the same time as Zachary, and they just were eye to eye, and he just pulled that half a head ahead. So he looks very strong at the moment.
Yeah, so it is our 16-year-old athlete, Cody, who leads as we approach this 200-metre turn. Marley Sutherland from Ballarat Gold is sitting right on his shoulder, though. It's not going away as we move through this 200 with our leading three athletes under that 2:10 mark. So a solid opening 200 from those three. Now Marley's trying to make a bit of a move in this third 100.
Yeah, he's trying to mentally sort of pull up. It's, yeah, kind of doesn't feel so good when you get pulled up too, down that third 100. But I think Cody's a tough competitor, so he'll be just trying to keep just that bit ahead and say, you're not getting it over me.
So the margin has definitely tightened up through that 50, and they've started to pull away from Zachary. So Zachary's comfortably in third, but he's now sitting 2 body lengths behind our leaders, who are going stroke for stroke, and Marley has taken over the lead now in this third 100. Cody is trying to respond as we approach this 300-metre turn. Marley holds the lead just ahead of Cody. They're going to go into this turn together with 100 metres left to swim.
Yeah, Cody there looking away. Now he's looking towards Marley. Now Marley is breathing. Oh no, he's breathing. So they're eyeballing each other up this, as you can see. Stroke for stroke up this penultimate 50 metres.
Now we've seen Cody fly in his final 50 in his distance races at the Long Course Age Championships in December. So don't be surprised if we see a very fast 50 coming up from both our athletes here as they chase this gold medal here in the 400 freestyle. So with 35 metres left to swim, they're side by side. They're bringing their legs in. It's now an 8-beat kick. Marley's holding a slight lead. He's trying to pull away. Cody's not letting him go. He's holding onto his shoulders, but Marley is increasing that lead ever so slightly, centimetre by centimetre down this
Back
final
comes
50.
Cody.
Cody's
He's
flying
coming
home
back. He's
as
coming
they hit.
back. Oh,
Just,
well done.
just Marley holding on by 0.2 of a second from Cody. That final 10 metres was incredibly strong from Cody. He didn't want to give up. Marley managed to hold on, though, with Zachary Shearer winning the bronze.
Introducing the finalists of event 14, the girls 11 and under 50 metre backstroke, sponsored by Colac Swimming Club. In lane 0, Millie Kyle from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 1, Eliza Biorci from Warrigal Swimming Club. Lane 2, Ariana Edwards from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 3, Primrose Baker from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 4, Georgie Kennett from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 5, Talia McCubbin from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 6, Nellie Gray from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 7, Amy Bale from Warrnambool Swimming Club. Lane 8, Jessica McMillan from Bendigo East Swimming Club. Lane 9, Mia McGuffey from Wangaratta Stingrays Swimming Club.
So it's the youngsters now for the 50-metre backstroke, 11 and under. Keep your eyes on the centre of the pool here. Georgie Kennett was only 0.2 over the country event record. So we do have two different records, I should say. You'll notice if you have a program. One of them is our event record. So it's the fastest time ever swam at countries at this competition. We also have the country record, which is the fastest time any swimmer representing country Victoria has swum at any meet during that age. So the country event record stands at a 34.4.52, set in 2019 by Ainsley Trotter. We'll see what the girls can do here as we get ready for the start down that 50-metre end. You can see a few of those backstroke arms swinging, getting ready to go. I also love with those junior athletes when you see one of them start and the next person look and then they start doing it. It's a bit like follow the leader.
And that record holder, Ainsley Trotter, actually won gold at the Junior World Championships out in Romania. So following good footsteps if she manages to take this record.
And away the girls go here. Great to see some good skills on showcase there. Talia McGubbin staying under the water a little bit longer.
Oh, that has been, it seems, a false start.
Spoke too soon.
You don't often see that.
No, I'm not sure what has happened, whether there was an issue with the timing system or what's actually occurred. We're down the opposite end of the pool, so a little bit more challenging for us. Hopefully they might give the girls a rest, because that is the most explosive part of the race, the start. And you're going to be consuming a fair bit of energy in that first 15 metres.
And also, hopefully not getting too cold, staying under the water where it's warmer than the wind blowing outside.
So we just see the officials telling the girls to stay warm there. Give themselves a bit of a splash, relax the arms. Not quite ready to go. I think they just knew it was going to be a really fast race and not enough people were watching, so we've just gathered a bit more of a crowd ready to watch this one. It's hyped up now.
Oh yeah, you can hear them practicing with the starting beeper, so maybe there was something like wrong with that. Because obviously that sets off the timing system, so maybe with computers, you just never know.
Technology.
Yes.
But what's great to see is the athletes look very relaxed now.
Yeah.
They're just having a bit of a chat,
Yeah.
talking to their neighbour, catching up.
Yeah.
How was your morning?
I mean, it's a great opportunity if you think you didn't quite nail your start, you can fix it.
It's like, thank goodness for that.
Instant feedback.
It does look like we're going to make another attempt soon, but as our girls girls continue to have a bit of a chat with each other.
Nice to see that these girls all sort of chatting away and friendly before the race.
I mean, that's not
Keeping
surprising with
calm.
11 and under girls, is it?
Yeah,
I don't
oh
think
yeah,
they have an issue
chatting.
having a chat.
Yeah,
They're professionals at it.
yeah.
Now, if the race was based off who could talk the most,
Yeah, the girls would win every
I think
time.
I would have won a lot more backstroke events than I ever did. Okay, ready to go. Round 2, hopefully. Event 14, girls 11 and under, 50 backstroke. And they're off.
That, what a testament to the coaching. Those girls on that start for the backstroke looked fantastic.
Yeah, it didn't seem to hold them back. You do worry when something like that happens that the nerves might be slightly elevated, but it was nice to see them staying relaxed. Already out in the lead is Georgie Kennett in lane 4. Talia not too far behind in lane 5. Race for third between lanes 2, 3 and 6. So that's the girls Primrose, Nelly and Ariana. But it will go to Georgie, and it is a new country event record, 34.29. We thought we might see it. She's almost had to do it twice, and she still smashes it. A great swim from Georgie. Talia touching in second. Nice time from her, 35.59. And Ariana Edwards finishes in third, 37.82.
Introducing the finalists of event 15, the boys 11 and under 50 metre backstroke, sponsored by Team Henry. In lane 0, Benjamin Edgar from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 1, Luca Fack from Warrigal Swimming Club. Lane 2, Hayden Rawson from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 3, Henry May from Wodonga City Swimming Club. Lane 4, Henry Arnott from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 5, Riley Bartlett from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 6, Riley O'Mara from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 7, Oliver Young from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 8, Sunny Gorham from Wodonga City Swimming Club. Lane 9, Neil Van Aswegen from Warrigal Swimming Club.
Now our boys get the chance in their 50 backstroke, and off to a flyer of a start straight away is Henry Elner. So he's moving through the 15-metre mark, and he's already a body length clear of the rest of the field. So will he be able to set a record here? He already owns the country record at a 32.79. So we'll see how close he can get to that, or maybe he can even go under it. He's powering away from the rest of the field. He's 2.5 body lengths clear of the field as he comes underneath the flags and down to touch in a 32.83, just outside his own record, with Riley in second place and Henry May in third.
Introducing the finalists of event 16, the girls 14 and 15 years 100 metre breaststroke. In lane 0, Eliza Cooling from Terralgan Swimming Club. Lane 1, Kayla Welsh from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 2, Arabella Johnson from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 3, Sophia Beaton from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 4, Taryn Eldred, Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 5, Miller Abley from Bendigo East Swimming Club. Lane 6, Lucy Pascoe from Bendigo Hawks Aquatic. Lane 7, Phoebe Balcom from Terralgan Swimming Club. Lane 8, Isabel Croato from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 9, Isabella Lynch from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club.
Started just doing a test start there.
So we have starting equipment at both ends, obviously, to start our 100, 200 and 400 metre races down one end and our 50s down the other. So each time we swap ends, we do just have to make sure that all our connections are up and running. And our technology isn't going to fail us. So all of these swimmers, they don't have to get back up and race again. As we get underway with the girls 14, 15 years, 100 metre breaststroke, we already have a couple of medal winners from this afternoon's finals in this final for the breaststroke tonight. Mila Abley picked up that bronze medal in the 200 earlier on, so we know that she's going to have some back-end speed, but taking us out down this first 50 is Taryn Aldred. Taz in lane 4. She had a nice, comfortable heat swim this morning, and she's looking comfortable once again tonight.
Yeah, she's really taken that out with a fantastic sweeping pull at the front of her stroke. Did a great split stroke off the dive and another one from off the turn, and holding her glide. So she's very calm, swimming her own race. But I've got to say that in lane 2, we have Arabella Johnson. She's looking pretty good in this second 50.
Well, she just had a beautiful warm-up in the 400, taking that one out by a pretty comfortable lead. So we know that she's got the endurance to back up these races. Miller Abley still sitting in that second place spot, but I don't think anyone's going to catch up to Taryn. She will win this one in a 1:16.06. Miller in second, 1:17.94, and Arabella touches in third, 1:18.83.
Introducing the finalists of event 17, the boys 14 and 15 years 100 metre breaststroke. Sponsored by Goodman Diesel Repairs. In lane 0, Harry Rankin from Warrigal Swimming Club. Lane 1, Joseph McInerney from Warrigal Swimming Club. Lane 2, Sebastian Mansfield from Bendigo East Swimming Club. Lane 3, Troy Oswald from Warrigal Swimming Club. Lane 4, Luca Caniglia from Echuca Swimming Club. Lane 5, Thomas Pendergast from Terralgan Swimming Club. Lane 6, Oliver Callio from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 7, Oscar Borthwick, Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 8, Jacob Riches from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 9, Elijah Verco from Terralgan Swimming Club.
Take your marks.
into the water with the 14, 15 years. This was a pretty close event to try and make the final in. There were a couple of PBs from this morning's heats. We're seeing those outside lanes, though, who maybe were a touch off their time earlier, taking it away well. Will be lane 6 leading us out. Oliver Callio just ahead of lane 3. Sebastian Mansfield looking good here as we come into that turn.
Just in that last 15 metres of this opening 50, Luca has moved through to touch first our athlete from Echuca, just ahead of Oliver, our athlete from Bendigo Gold.
Yeah, we saw a similar thing happen this morning. Luca, definitely one of the slower swimmers through to that first 25-metre mark, but definitely one of the fastest in the swim component of the race. We saw him just end up behind Oliver again off the turn. Starting to move his way through the field here, though, looking very strong. His entry time was a 1:09. Looks like he's going to be maybe just under that one in tonight's final, around there. 1:10.01 for Luca. Very close for second. It will go to Oliver, 1:13.03, ahead of Troy Oswald from Warragul, who had a really great second 50, touching in a 1:13.23 to take the bronze.
The girls' 12-year-olds 100-metre freestyle. In lane 0, Jordan Camfield from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 1, Ruby Demetrios from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 2, Matilda Conidi from Warrnambool Swimming Club. Lane 3, Zara Gilmore from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 4, Matilda DeFazio from Benalla Swimming Club. Lane 5, Alexis Hansen from East Gippsland Water Dragons. Lane 6, Sophie Lee from Kangaroo Flat. Lane 7, Jada Anesi from Ballarat GCO Swimming Club. Lane 8, Ebony Liss from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 9, Emma Libbets from Geelong Sharks Swimming Club.
Twelve-year-old 100-metre freestyle for our girls here. On paper, those centre 3 lanes between 107.5 to 107.8, very, very tight. They all come from different heats this morning, so it was difficult to see just how close this one was looking. Now that they're all lined up together, I think we're going to have quite the race on our hands.
So it was Sophie Lee who led through at the 25-metre mark, but it's tightened up as they head underneath the flags to make their turn here. So through that 50-metre turn, it was Matilda who leads just ahead of Alexis, with Sophie sitting in 3rd place, and they remain in positions as they come out into this third 25.
Matilda definitely had the better of the turns and underwaters, kind of regaining that lead ever so slightly. Alexis now, though, starting to push up alongside. The girls in the outside lanes, they're also still fighting it out for a bronze medal by the looks of it, because it is going to be the golden lanes now with 5 metres left to swim. Looks like Alexis just ahead of Matilda as we come down onto the touch. The time for Alexis Hansen, 106.68. Matilda DeFazio in second, 107.35, and Zara Gilmore gets the bronze, 107.63.
Introducing the finalists of event 19, the boys 12-year-olds 100 metre freestyle. In lane 0, Ryder Telford from Shepparton Swimming Club. Lane 1, Darby Blackwell from Seymour and District Swimming Club. Lane 2, Lucas Went from Warrigal Swimming Club. Lane 3, Hayden Carr from Warrigal Swimming Club. Lane 4, William Zhang from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 5, Zayden Vine from Sale Swimming Club. Lane 6, Logan Gibson from Warrigal Swimming Club. Lane 7, Bailey Stone from Bendigo Hawks Aquatic. Lane 8, Spencer Stanley from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 9, Samuel Russell from Gisborne Thunder Swimming Club.
Our 12-year-old boys are away in their 100 freestyle now. A nice strong start in the centre of the pool by William and Zayden. They lead through the opening 25 metres.
Yeah, you can see that really strong and solid kick across the entire 10 lanes in this event. It is the boys in the centre, though, leading us through at that 50-metre mark, with William ever so slightly in front of Zayden. It's about half a body length there as they come into turn. Fight for third looks to be on the far side of the pool. Not a lot separating lanes 6, 7 and 8. The boys over there. That tumble turn, though, has mixed things up a little bit. Who got the best off the turn? Looked like it was Bailey Stone, pushing his way up into the third place spot.
So with 25 metres left to swim, it is William Zhang from Geelong Swimming Club who's now pulled away from Zayden Vine. So those two are sitting first and second into this final 15 metres, but it is all William Zhang as he comes underneath the flags to take it out. Ahead of Zayden Vine, with Harakang Carr getting third place.
Introducing the finalists of event 20, the women's 18 and over 50 metre backstroke. In lane 0, Elena Pistron from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 1, Talani Bibby from Bendigo East Swimming Club. Lane 2, Courtney Ford from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 3, Olivia Bailey from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 4, Nicole Briscoe from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 5, Emily Kearns from Gisborne Thunder Swimming Club. Lane 6, Isla Ho from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 7, Rosie Britton from Wodonga City Swimming Club. Lane 8, Brooke Briscoe from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 9, Zoe Jennings from Geelong Swimming Club.
So we're underway in our women's 18 and over 50 backstroke final Strong start in the centre of the pool from Nicole Briscoe. But once again, we've just had a technical issue, it appears. So we're going to have to take 2 for our 50 backstrokers. So these athletes are more experienced than our younger athletes before, so they'll be used to what happens. Some of them, I'm not going to name names, but would have
have a little bit more experience than others. Is that what we were thinking?
Would have even swum in the where you're allowed to have a false start.
And then they bring them back. That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
That was actually a little bit before my time, which is nice to know.
Well, unfortunately, I remember when you're allowed to have a false start.
I remember.
But you can see the difference in that level of experience. So our younger girls, they kind of made their way back to the wall pretty quickly, and a lot of them were trying to set up and things straight away. There will be another whistle before they're ready to go again, and the officials will need to give them a bit of a warning to tell them. So these girls, they know that they've moseyed their way back. Some of them did a little bit of slow swimming, just clearing any lactic acid and making sure that they're staying relaxed on the wall. So you'll see a few of them have one arm up just to hold themselves. There is actually a ledge under the water down a bit lower that you can't see, but I can see a couple of the girls, they're just standing on that. So they don't have, even though their arms are up, they don't have any weight on them, which is a little bit different to the younger ones earlier on with both arms up holding their whole body weight. So they are just staying relaxed. A bit of a laugh, a bit of a joke. They're all good.
But just like the younger ones, I think chatting has started to happen again. So they have learnt from their younger teammates that a good way to pass a little bit of time as we get ready for the next event is to have a bit of a chat with each other, chat with the technical officials, chat with whoever's around. Okay. So let's have another go here for the final of the women's 18 and over 50-metre backstroke. And once again, emerging in the lead is Nicole Briscoe in the centre of the pool. So she leads through the opening 25, ahead of Olivia Bailey. And also swimming really strongly is Isla Ho. So with 15 metres left to swim, it is all Nicole Briscoe out in front. Our athlete from Geelong powering into the wall, underneath the flags to take it at a nice time of 30.50. Taking down the country event record from Molly Cargill. Some more Geelong and Traralgon attack action happening there.
Introducing the finalists of Event 21, the men's 18 and over 50-metre backstroke, sponsored by Geelong Swimming Club. In Lane 0, Dylan Muir from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 1, Ashley Delaney from Traralgon Swimming Club. Lane 2, Thomas Smith from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 3, Sebastian Christie Crane from Warrnambool Swimming Club. Lane 4, Akalanka Peiris from Warrnambool Swimming Club. Lane 5, Jack Lanyon from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 6, Ashley Nichols from Traralgon Swimming Club. Lane 7, Darcy Connell from Traralgon Swimming Club. Lane 8, Eamon McCarthy from Warrnambool Swimming Club. Lane 9, Mostyn Lumsden from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club.
Well, we've got a star-studded final here. Ash Delaney, Olympic finalist, Akalanka Peiris, who's been to the World Championships. Ash Nichols known for his start. But it could be anybody's at the moment. But Akalanka looks like he is dominating. And out as a Eamon McCarthy, looks like he could get there. So Akalanka comes first, 26.90. Followed by Jack Lanyon and Ash Nichols.
Introducing the A finalists of event 22, the women's 50-metre butterfly multi-class. In lane 3, Michaela Soko from Bendigo East Swimming Club. Lane 4, Mackenzie Gibbs from Sale Swimming Club. Lane 5, Adele York from Bendigo Hawks Aquatic. Lane 6, Gemma Cook from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club.
So we have our timed final A and timed final B coming up in our 50-metre butterfly for our multi-class. Those finals are split for age groups, so that A final is all of our 14 and under girls, and then the B final is all of our 15 and over athletes, so we can split up those medals based on our age groups. Remember, in our multi-class events, we compare times to world records for each individual classification. Out of this first final, all of our swimmers are actually in different classifications, which makes our job a little bit more challenging as we await those point scores. It can be a bit easier if you have a few athletes in the same classification, because obviously then the fastest swimmer will get the highest point score out of their classification group. And it appears we are ready to get underway down our 50-metre end. We have had a couple of technical issues with the start down that end, so fingers crossed that we've got it right this time.
That's right, they're just checking that false start rope so that it doesn't move. I think they've had a little bit of an issue with it actually flicking off. Maybe it's because of the wind.
That pesky wind has been a little bit on the painful side.
Yes. And especially with the following wind, so you know the girls have to get down and keep still on that block, and yeah, it's such a strong wind that can be quite difficult. Mackenzie Gibbs is the fastest qualifier for this 14 and under multi-class 50 fly final.
So up until about that 20-metre mark, it was Mackenzie and Adele. They were pretty much stroke for stroke, almost doing that nice synchronised butterfly. Adele York in lane 5, just starting to take over that lead. holding on to her speed pretty well here. Michaela Soko in lane 3 also doing a great job.
And also Gemma Cook, she's got a 57.05 entry time. She looks like she's going to smash that this afternoon.
Yeah, her PB this morning was a 56.8, so she was only ever so slightly over it in the heats. So she got really great opportunity to try and break that one this evening. Adele there finishing in a 37.53, Mackenzie 39.15, Michaela 42.94, and then Gemma onto the wall in a 58.16.
Introducing the B finalists of event 22, the women's 50-metre butterfly multiclass. In lane 2, Tyra Jensen from Warrigal Swimming Club. Lane 3, Ava Dennis from Warrigal Swimming Club. Lane 4, Sarah Howe from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 5, Meg Canedy from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 6, Evie Lee from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 7, Kayla Wilson from Terrelgan Swimming Club.
Right, so we've seen what our 14 and unders can do. Let's see what our 15 and over girls have in the tank for this 50-metre butterfly multi-class. Pretty close between our middle lanes this morning. 32.2 for Sarah, 32.7 for Meg. It is Meg who gets the better of the starts. Also staying right along with them in lane 3, Ava Dennis. Big program for her.
Yeah, looking stroke for stroke, but Meg looked very strong this morning. Sarah Howe had a really determined look on her face there and did come back in that second 25. And Ava Dennis, well, she has had a huge program, so that's well done.
As we watch now, Tyra Jensen rounding out our second of the time finals for our multi-class girls. And we will turn our attention to the boys this time for our A final, those 14 and unders.
Introducing the A finalists of event 23, the men's 50-metre butterfly multiclass, sponsored by Quest Geelong. In lane 1, Blake Warren from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 2, Oliver Jarrett from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 3, Max Chandler from Wangaratta Swimming Club. Lane 4, Eli Kerr from Warrnambool Swimming Club. Lane 5, Levi Jarrett from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 6, Matthew Skews from Pyalong Piranha Swimming Club. Lane 7, Luke Wilson from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club.
Windy start, but away they go, the 14 and unders. The boys here for 50 butterfly multi-class. Almost a stacked field, almost
Absolutely.
10 athletes. Great representation across our country clubs. Out in front, those centre lanes of Max Chandler, Eli Kerr and Levi Jarrett. Names to certainly keep an eye on throughout their careers. Already putting together some fantastic performances. Eli will touch in first in a 33.51 ahead of Levi, 35.40 and Max 36.44. Once again, all three of those athletes sit in those different classifications. We have a couple of S19s in the field in this one.
Yeah, and head for the multi-class at the VIS, Victorian Institute of Sport. Alex Kirshner was here this morning and is looking at these 50 fly swimmers for fast tracking into high performance programs.
Introducing the B
Alex's,
finalists of
first
event
countries.
23, the men's
Yes.
50 metre butterfly multiclass, sponsored by Quest Geelong. Lane 0, Cody Johnston from Naya Swan Hill. Lane 1, Aaron Skinner from Geelong Shark Swimming Club. Lane 2, Bradley Doolan from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 3, Lockie Ellion from Terrelwyn Swimming Club. Logan from Geelong Shark Swimming Club. Lane 5, Riley Blitz from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 6, Fionn Ginley from Warrnambool Swimming Club. Lane 7, David Bale from Wodonga City Swimming Club. Lane 8, Ryan McGrain from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 9, Samuel Turner from Corowa AS and LSC.
Here we go, and it looks like a strong start from lane 5. Riley Blitz, he looked very strong this morning and he really is taking it out. Verse 25. Gotta say, Fionn Ginley doing very well next to him.
As they come down under the flags, it will be Riley touching in first, 29.29, ahead of James Logan, 29.90, and Lockie Bellion onto the wall in third. Finn did a great job from lane 6 to hit the wall in fourth.
Great race from those guys.
And we'll wait
Really
for...
backed it up from this morning because they had such a big program this morning.
We'll wait for those point scores to come through to establish our medalists.
Introducing the finalists of event 20. The 100 metre breaststroke, sponsored by Beyond Bank. In lane 0, Claire Matheson from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 1, Gemma Bond from Warrnambool Swimming Club. Lane 2, Rani Matheson from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 3, Memphis Johnson from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 4, Zoe Schneider from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 5, Claudia Croato from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 6, Sarah Proverly from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 7, Genevieve Dennis from Warrigal Swimming Club. Lane 8, Isabel Nash from Warrigal Swimming Club. Lane 9, Zoe Davis from Warrnambool Swimming Club.
Now this one certainly a challenging final to make in our 16-17 girls 100 metre breaststroke. Now 3 swimmers in the centre of the pool, all going under that national age qualifying time for the 16 and 17 years age groups. So 1:18.68 for the 16s, 1:18.09 for the 17s. And a couple of girls on the outside, not too far away from that. As they come into that 50 metre mark, it will be our swimmers in lane 3 and 4, Zoe Schneider, Memphis Johnson, who lead us around almost stroke for stroke. Not far behind them in lane 2, Ronnie Matheson.
Yeah, Memphis Johnson had a great turn there. She didn't touch first, but really got round quickly. But looks like Zoe Schneider's just pulled away again after that lead of the first 25. But I think second and third, it's going to be really tight. Rani's coming through to attack this last 10 metres, and she's lengthening her stroke out.
Yeah, this is Claudia Croato. She's come home very well here. It's not going to be enough to take on Zoe Schneider, who will get the win in at 1:17.10. Claudia 1:17.51, and Memphis for the bronze 1:17.74.
Introducing the finalists of event 25, the boys 16 and 17 years 100 metre breaststroke, sponsored by Barry Majestic. In lane 0, Edward O'Connor from Corowa AS and LSC. Lane 1, William Upston from Warrigal Swimming Club. Lane 2, Cormac Flynn from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 3, Zachary Shearer from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 4, Blake Scott from Ballarat Swimming Club. Lane 5, Billy Fisher from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 6, Reese Hornsby from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 7, Luke Gallagher from Ballarat GCO Swimming Club. Lane 8, Brodie Cargill from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 9, Sebastian Majetic from Lara Swimming Club.
So we're underway here for the final of our 16-17 100 metre breaststroke for the boys, and a really strong start from Luke, swimming out of lane 7.
Yeah, Luke Gallagher looked good this morning.
And he's really attacked that opening 25. He had almost a half body length lead over them through that first 25, but now making his move in the centre of the pool is Blake Scott. So Blake has now taken over the lead as we approach this 50 metre turn. So Blake will lead through. Luke holding on to second place, but he's got a number of challenges right on his hip.
Yeah, Blake looks like he's got a more traditional type of breaststroke stroke, quite low in the water. Whereas Luke's coming up pretty high. But really working there for Blake. He's doing very well. Getting his head back down into that base position quickly before he starts his kick.
So he's come underneath the flags and down to touch to take it out in a nice time of 1:09.59, with Reese getting the touch for second, just ahead of Billy in third.
Introducing the finalists of event 26, the girls 13-year-olds 100 metre freestyle, sponsored by the Abilene family. In lane 0, Elsie Cock from Mildura Swimming Club. Lane 1, Hannah Ragg from Warrnambool Swimming Club. Lane 2, Layla Van Aswegen from Warrigal Swimming Club. Lane 3, Miley Bird from Bendigo East Swimming Club. Lane 4, Leewan New from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 5, Claire Baker from Ballarat GCO Swimming Club. Lane 6, Ruby Kenwright from Warrnambool Swimming Club. Lane 7, Emily Croato from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 8, Ava Hagar from Gisborne Thunder Swimming Club. Lane 9, Lauren Davenport from Bendigo East Swimming Club.
This wind causing all kinds of problems with our starting system. Ensuring a fair start for all of our swimmers. We'll reset.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of reverb on that mic. A bit like ours.
It's almost like a game of Simon Says. Stand up, stand down. The starter says stand up.
Everybody.
Don't panic though, the crowd is supporting all of our girls. I think this is the one. Third time's the charm.
He's just decided to go with it. You would, wouldn't you, after the third time? You'd think, I'm just going to start them.
The girls are they were already in there, take your marks.
Yeah. They're focused. They don't really hear that. They're just waiting for that beep.
Getting away nicely through that first 25 was Leewan New, swimmer from Geelong. She had a half a body length early on. The girls on either side of her starting to close that gap a little bit as we come into the turn. Layla Van Aswegen in lane 2. Looks like she'll go around in second. Followed over in lane 6 by Ruby Kenwright. She's had a good comp so far.
Yeah, quite a fast stroke rate from Leewan New there. But up the top looks really good. Emily Croato really fighting back.
Yeah, she's had a stellar afternoon, Emily. Race after race, podium after podium. She looks like she's going to pick up another one here. It won't quite be the gold. That'll go to Leewan New from Geelong, 103.26. Emily Croato in 103.46 takes second. And Layla Van Aswegen in third, 104.49.
Is that a 103? Is that the national qualifying time? 13-year-olds, I think.
The 13-year-old national qualifying time for our girls is a 102.95,
oh, wow.
So just outside for those girls.
Yeah.
It's a quick one.
It is very.
See what these boys can do. Their 13-year-old national time sits at a 59.85.
Introducing the finalists of event 27, the boys 13-year-olds 100-metre freestyle. In lane 0, Owen Barnes from Bendigo East Swimming Club. Lane 1, Daniel Hyatt from Warrnambool Swimming Club. Lane 2, Johnny Guthrie from Mildura Swimming Club. Lane 3, Noah Tucker from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 4, William Staggard from Cobden Amateur Swimming Club. Lane 5, Billy Main from Wodonga City Swimming Club. Lane 6, Jack Hayes from Surf Coast Swimming Club. Lane 7, Bryce Scott from Ballarat Swimming Club. Lane 8, Will Zevalos Fortunic from East Gippsland Water Dragons. Lane 9, Zihao Wang from Geelong Swimming Club.
Owen Barnes looked really pumped there in lane 0. He was getting his arms going. I like to see that, psyching himself up.
So as we go through that 25-metre mark, it is Jack Hayes from Surf Coast who had the fastest of the starts, and he leads and he heads towards this turn, and he's maintaining his hold of first place. But Billy Main is coming right up alongside him. Those two will be once again 1 and 2 through this first 50.
Yeah, Billy Main very strong this morning, so it's going to be a big fight out in this second 50, but it does look like Jack Hayes has got it under control a little bit. Yeah,
so Jack's been swimming really, really strongly across both the age championships in December and today on day 1 of our country championships, and he's powering away underneath the flags to take it out in a nice time of 58.45. Billy Main in second place and William Staggart in third.
William came through well there, just missing going out under that 60 seconds, but I'm sure he'll do that in the near future.
Introducing the finalists of event 28, the girls 14 and 15 years 100-metre backstroke, sponsored by Portland Swimming Club. In lane 0, Astrid Buchanan from Ballarat Swimming Club. Lane 1, Alexandra Wilson from Albury Amateur Swimming Club. Lane 2, Maggie Fisher from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 3, Hannah Buchanan from Ballarat Swimming Club. Lane 4, Azia Fong Sutton from Bendigo East Swimming Club. Lane 5, Sophie Ryan from Warrnambool Swimming Club. Lane 6, Phoebe Balcom from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 7, Arabella Johnson from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 8, Zoe Benson from Warrnambool Swimming Club. Lane 9, Michaela Pistorius from Geelong Swimming Club.
See the girls choosing nose clips to wear, help them with their underwaters and to control their breathing.
And we are off for the girls 14-15 100-metre backstroke.
Yeah, Azia looked very strong this morning, very balanced stroke, and she looks like she's going out for it. But Hannah Buchanan in lane 3 also is a tough competitor, and Sophie Ryan in lane 5. So it's a pretty good speed ahead, which means that the fastest swimmer is in lane 4. and it's a good spearhead there as Zia turns in first place.
So Azir does lead from Sophie through that opening 50. Hannah Buchanan maintaining a hold off third place, and a really strong turn there from Hannah Buchanan. And she's now moved right up alongside Azir with 25 metres left to swim. Those two are going to go stroke for stroke down this final 25.
Yeah, Sophie Ryan there. She's got her head right back. Looks like she might just take over from Azia Fong Sutton.
Yeah, really strong second 50 from Sophie. She's come in to take it out in a nice time ahead of Azia, with Hannah in third.
Introducing the finalists of event 29, the boys 14 and 15 years 100 metre backstroke, sponsored by Colac Swimming Club. In lane 0, Sebastian Mansfield from Bendigo East Swimming Club. Lane 1, Joseph McInerney from Warrigal Swimming Club. Lane 2, Maxine Hocking from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 3, Mason Firth from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 4, Oliver Callio from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 5, Jacob Riches from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 6, Xavier Gray from Sale Swimming Club. Lane 7, Rex Brocklesby from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 8, Daniel Wilkie from Geelong Swimming Club. Lane 9, Maverick Houston from Gisborne Thunder Swimming Club.
And away we go now with the boys 14 and 15 years 100 metre backstroke. Solid start out of lane 4 by Oliver Callio. That nice high stroke rate down this first 25. Already, I should say, gaining himself quite the comfortable lead out in front.
And what he did a really good job there, he was veering straight towards the lane road, but he managed to adjust so he didn't crash into it. He's kept his speed going really strongly through this first 50, and he continues to lead ahead of Mason, who's holding on to a tight second place.
Yeah, the ability to readjust before you maybe bump into the lane rope or get too close and get that drag from it is a really solid quality to have. Oliver, he's just flown through this second 50. His time this morning was a 1:03.97. It's a big ask of the country record, sitting at a 1:00 set by Henry Allen a couple of years previously, but he's not far away. 0.1 of a second there. 1:00.51 for Oliver. A great swim. He's really stepped it up from the heats this morning. Jake Richards finishes in the second, 1:04.95, and it will be Xavier Gray in third, 1:06.65.
Introducing the finalists of event 30, the women's 200 metre butterfly. In lane 1, Chloe Swarrick from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 2, Ruby Paulette from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 3, Hannah Buchanan from Ballarat Swimming Club. Lane 4, Ava Candy from Ballarat Swimming Club. Lane 5, Isla Ho from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 6, Charlotte McConville from Bendigo Hawks Aquatic. Lane 7, Sienna Hunt from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club.
Nice little dab. In there.
It's always good to know that you're up with the modern technology,
Yeah.
terminology.
Oh,
I just,
yeah,
I
look
just
at
go,
that.
what's that?
I like to think it's probably called something else. Yeah, so the 200 fly, well, here's an event. So many of those myself. Got to say that, yeah, you've got to go out at your own pace. No good trying to go out slow. Ava Candy's taken it out. She is a seasoned competitor in this event. Very tough.
She's always really good off her starts and underwaters.
Yeah.
And she's carried that speed through this opening 50. She's getting out nice and strongly with Isla Ho going with her in this opening 50. Those two have opened up a little bit of a lead with Hannah Buchanan sitting in 3rd place. So we saw Hannah just get out of the pool.
Yes, and then into the 200 fly. And you've got to say that they really are, you know, treating this like a quality training session if you're getting in and out from one race to the next. But Ava, yeah, she looks like she's in good control of this race. Not using her legs too much, got to try and conserve that oxygen using quad muscles.
But really good speed through that first 100, getting out in a 108. So that's a nice positive opening 100 from Ava, giving herself a chance to swim a strong time. We know she's gone under 220 before, so she is a strong turner butterflyer. We might not be quite at that speed today, especially when we're having to fight this 3rd 50 into the headwind.
Yeah, and literally, like I was saying before, if the wind is crossing your mouth, you can't actually get a breath in because of the speed of the wind. So yeah, she'll be battling that as well, but she looks like she's really able to contend with all conditions.
So she's continued to extend her lead.
It's good though. I mean, she's coming up to the 25-metre mark at 2:04, so that looks like a 220, low 220.
Yeah, it's going to be a very strong swim as we enter those final 15 metres, still looking relaxed, being able to sit relatively high in the water, maybe not quite as high as that opening 50, but finishing off strongly as she comes underneath the flags to take the title out.
Yeah, I'd say that was about 226 there.
With Isla going to be second into the wall, closely followed by Charlotte McConville.
Well done all those competitors doing that 200 fly this afternoon.
Introducing the finalists of event 31, the men's 200-metre butterfly, sponsored by Geelong Swimming Club. In lane 1, Jarrah Taggle from South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 2, Zayden Burton from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 3, Cody Side from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 4, Brodie Cargill from Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 5, Harrison Main from Wodonga City Swimming Club. Lane 6, Cooper Scott from Wodonga City Swimming Club. Lane 7, Marley Sutherland from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 8, Miller Stott from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club.
Nice to see the full into the pool for these boys, looking very smooth at the moment.
Harrison Main
Yes.
leading in that centre of the pool, but also swimming really strongly is Miller Stott in lane 8. So Miller's attacked this opening 50 and given himself a chance to lead through this first 50 just ahead of Harrison Main.
He must be feeling really good. He's obviously taking it out there. He's probably feeling that he's got the training behind him, and why not just give it a red hot go.
This is another one of our time finals. They didn't have to swim this morning, so some of their form might be a little bit hidden, and his obviously aim and focus was to get out nice and strongly in this opening 100 to give himself the best chance to swim a strong time, and he will continue to lead. So it is Miller who leads through that 100-metre turn.
Personally, I think if I was in a race where Brodie Cargill was in lane 4, it wouldn't matter if I was 30 metres in front at the 50-metre point. I'd be a bit concerned.
You could hear his breath coming after you.
You just know that he's going to put together a very solid second 100. He's already started to overtake Miller Stott, coming right up now alongside Harrison Main and not slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic third 50 there. And that third 50 is more challenging than usual, being into the wind. That wall definitely vanishes even further into the distance, but he was accelerating away. And that second 100 has been his. He's moved from third place into a clear first, and he's continuing to extend his lead out to almost 2 body lengths now. So as Brodie's got 15 metres left to swim.
Come on, Miller Stott. I'd like him to get a medal just for going out for it in that first 25. Please, hang on.
So it is Brodie who touches first, Harrison in second, and it's going to be tight on the wall. And Cody came home really strong to snatch the bronze medal away from our early leader.
I'm so sorry, Miller. I wish I hadn't said anything. I didn't jinx it. But honestly, well done, mate, for getting out there.
4-second personal best.
Yeah,
So that's
what can you say?
definitely worth it.
Brilliant.
In the water is Heat 1 of Event 34, the girls 12 and under 4x50 metre freestyle relay. In Lane 0, Wodonga City Swimming Club A. Lane 1, Ballarat GCO Swimming Club A. Lane 2, Bendigo Hawks Aquatic A. Lane 3, Geelong Shark Swimming Club A. Lane 4, Bendigo East Swimming Club A. Lane 4, Geelong Swimming Club B. Lane 7, Terrelgan Swimming Club B. Lane 8, Wangaratta Stingray Swimming Club A. Lane 9, South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club B.
And into the most fun part of the evening. Our individual races are complete. It is now time for the team events, the relays, getting started with our youngsters, the 12 and unders, 4x50 freestyle relay. Certainly a splash and dash. 2-time finals in this event tonight, which means the top 10 seeded teams will be coming up shortly. Leading us through at the 100-metre mark will be our team out of lane 1. The swimmers from Ballarat GCO her GCO, who I received a nice little gift from earlier today with my Positivity Penguin.
They led us through the opening ceremony, and they're leading us through here in the opening heat of the relay. Coming strongly in the middle of the pool now is Bendigo East. Those two teams have got about a 5-metre lead over Geelong Swimming Club.
Wait and see. Anything can happen in these relays. The changeovers from the girls there looking pretty safe for a 12 and unders. Not really surprised. I would much rather see a safe changeover than too much of a risky one, particularly for these younger girls. Good changeover though it was from the team over in lane 6, Geelong Swimming Club B.
And they're storming home in this last 50, Geelong Swimming Club. So they've taken over the lead and are going to set the time to beat here in our opening time final for our girls 12 and under 4x50 freestyle relay as they come underneath the flags and down to touch in 2:19.43 to take out that opening heat.
In the water is Heat 2 of Event 34, the girls 12 and under 4x50 metre freestyle relay. In Lane 0, Seymour and District Amateur Swimming Club. Lane 1, Wangaratta Amateur Swimming Club. Lane 2, Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Lane 3, Warrnambool Swimming Club. Lane 4, Terrelgan Swimming Club. Lane 5, Geelong Swimming Club. Swimming Club. Lane 7, South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club. Lane 8, Ballarat Swimming Club. Lane 9, Warragul Swimming Club.
So already in our second and the last of our time finals for the 12 and unders. It's been a tight race between those two top teams, Geelong and Terrelgan. We've seen some pretty great showdowns across countries between these two teams. They do like to try and step it up in relays. They'll lead us through at the halfway point for the girls here. Another good changeover from the team from Geelong. Sitting in third will be Warragul, with South Gippsland Bass currently not too far behind them.
Yeah, it looks like these three teams are well out in front, but you never know on this final changeover what's going to happen. But it's all in the points, all for the point score. Very close, but good change over there from lane 4.
So Terrelgan lead through that changeover as we head into our final 50. Geelong's not getting too far behind though. It's only a half body length with 25 metres left to swim. Terrelgan are starting to extend away in this final 15 metres. And it does look like Terrelgan are going to hold on to take out the girls 12 and under 4x50 freestyle relay ahead of Geelong, with Warragul in third.
Here we go with the boys.
In the water is Heat 1 of event 35, the boys 12 and under 4x50 metre freestyle relay, sponsored by Need for Speed. In lane 1, Geelong Shark Swimming Club A. Lane 2, Bendigo East Swimming Club A. Lane 3, Wangaratta Stingray Swimming Club A. Lane 4, Ballarat Gold Swimming Club A. Lane 5, Geelong Swimming Club B. Lane 6, Benalla Swimming Club A. Lane 7, Warragul Swimming Club B. Lane 8, South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club B.
Got a stacked field here. Lane 4 looking very good. He'll feel good out there. Ballarat Gold taking the lead, but catching up now. Geelong Swimming Club in lane 5, followed by Benalla Swimming Club A in lane 6. Going to be anybody's on this changeover. Beautiful changeover from Geelong Swimming Club and Benalla. Nice to see the two top teams not getting it all their own way, but Benalla's doing very well. But coming up are Wangaratta Stingrays. They're in lane 3, Wangaratta A.
They're absolutely flying down this
What a
third
great leg.
And so they are going to lead into the final exchange.
Woo. And he goes. You wouldn't want to lose that lead. And he's going well with those legs.
So it's tightening up again with 25 metres left to swim. It's a battle between our three teams in the centre of the pool. Powering through in lane 4 is Ballarat Gold 18. They've moved from second place at that final exchange. They're pulling away with 15 metres left to swim and are going to take out our opening heat of our boys 12 and under 4x50 freestyle relay in a nice time of 2:16.43. And they'll be the time to beat for Heat 2 coming up next.
In the water is Heat 2 of event 35, the boys 12 and under 4x50 metre freestyle relay, sponsored by Need for Speed. In lane 0, South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club A. Lane 1, Terrelgan Swimming Club B. Lane 2, Wodonga City Swimming Club A. Lane 3, Geelong Swimming Club A. Lane 4, Warragul Swimming Club A. Lane 5, Terrelgan Swimming Club A. Lane 6, Sale Swimming Club A. Lane 7, Ballarat Swimming Club A. Lane 8, Warrnambool Swimming Club A. Lane 9, Bendigo Hawks Aquatic A.
Looks like everyone fielding the rear teams in this final heat. Geelong looking like they've got a good lead, but Sale coming through there. Zayden Vines had a good heats and final session.
So it is Geelong who continue to lead. They've got a 2-body length lead over Sale, but now making their move in the centre of the pool is Warragul.
Yeah, Warragul, Terrelgan, and then Sale. It's like going down the freeway. You've got them in that order.
So Geelong continue to lead with our last swimmers in the pool, with Wodonga City sitting in second place.
Lovely changeover there from Warragul, and Terrelgan streaking through, but I don't know whether, I think He might be catching, but I think Geelong might just hold on. Yes, the home team does, but great effort from Warrigal Swimming Club there. And in third, I think it was Traralgon.
In the water is Heat 1 of Event 36, the women's 17 and over 4x50 metre medley relay, sponsored by City of Greater Geelong. In Lane 3, Swimming Club B. Lane 4, Swimming Club A. Lane 5, Ballarat Gold Swimming Club B.
So we move into our 17 and overs now, just the two teams competing out of this first heat. Lanes 3 and 4, Warrnambool versus Warrigal. As we come down at the conclusion of the backstroke swimmer, it will be Warrnambool just in front of Warrigal in our medley relays. It's a little bit different to our individual medley events. We swim backstroke first. Obviously, it's a little bit harder to change over if you're about to swim backstroke with someone doing butterfly coming into the wall. So we go backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, freestyle to make it a little bit easier to remember. It is just in alphabetical order.
Yes, I've heard that, but I've never thought of it like that. But, you know, everyone's different. That's the beauty of it.
I was a math whiz this morning. I'm an English buff this afternoon.
But we definitely have a great race here in this opening heat. It will be just Warrigal leading ahead of Warrnambool.
Yeah, so a little bit of swap and change. Warrnambool out in the backstroke. The breaststroker from Warrigal putting those girls in front. Now Warrnambool trying to close the gap. Was a good changeover by the girls from Warrigal. And it is closing, though, that gap once again.
I thought it might open up in the opening 25, but in the final 25, Warrnambool is starting to charge home. And they're going to make this freestyle very interesting as both teams enter the water less than half a body length apart. And it is really strong opening 25 from Warrigal, and they've pulled out to a body length lead with 15 metres left to swim here in Heat 1.
So it's been a fantastic first heat. If you've got two teams in the pool, you want them to be close, and this has definitely played out that way. It will be Warrigal who takes us through onto the wall first in a 2:29.19 ahead of Warrnambool. A bit of a high five from the girls. That's what we love to see. Smiles all around.
In the water is Heat 2 of Event 36, the women's 17 and over 4x50 metre medley relay, sponsored by the City of Greater Geelong. In Lane 0, Geelong Sharks Swimming Club A. Lane 1, Bendigo East Swimming Club A. Lane 2, Traralgon Swimming Club B. Lane 3, Geelong Swimming Club A. Lane 4, Ballarat Gold Swimming Club A. Lane 5, Traralgon Swimming Club A. Lane 6, South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club A. Lane 8, Wodonga City Swimming Club A. Lane 9, South Gippsland Bass Swimming.
Courtney Ford there leading off for Traralgon. Did a great job. She has had such a busy day, hasn't she?
Yeah, it was a solid swim from the Traralgon team in the backstroke. Pushing through now, though, the girls in the centre of the pool from Ballarat Gold. They've got a pretty comfortable lead coming into their butterflyer.
Yeah, they certainly do.
So as we move through this butterfly leg, it is Ballarat Gold who continue to hold that lead. They've got almost a 2 body length lead over Traralgon as we head towards our last changeover. So Ballarat Gold have got a 5 metre advantage heading into this freestyle leg. Will this be enough, or will Traralgon start to make their move?
See, I was going to say there's no way you can catch it, but if I just done that again, like I did, and look at Traralgon coming through. Is this Molly Cargill?
It's down to a body length. Will they be able to catch up as they come underneath the flags? It's down to half a body length, but it is still Ballarat Gold who take it out ahead of Traralgon, and a nice tight battle for third.
Yeah, Geelong just getting that. Sarah Properly really came through there.
So now we have event 37, the men's 17 and over 4x50 medley relay. We've got 3 teams swimming out of this first heat. In lane 3, the team A team from Geelong Sharks. Lane 4, the A team from Ballarat. And lane 5, the B team from South Gippsland Bass.
So through that backstroke leg, it was nice and even. Now making their way through, moving from third into second place so far is Ballarat. And trying to chase down South Gippsland Bass as they come underneath the flags with 5 metres left to swim in our breaststroke leg. It's South Gippsland Bass and Ballarat who will go into the wall together with a body length and a half lead over Geelong Sharks. So as we move on to our butterfly leg, it is still South Gippsland Bass who maintain a slight edge over Ballarat, but now making their move is
Geelong Sharks. Look at them come through. He's feeling good, isn't he?
So
Look at that.
As we head towards our freestyle, it's going to be a race in 3. It will be Ballarat who enter the water first from South Gippsland Bass, and Geelong Sharks in third.
Oh, but look at this. This is going to be a race for first now.
So,
I think Ballarat might hold on though.
Yes, with 15 metres left to swim, they've got half a body length. They're holding on. South Gippsland Bass is trying to challenge them, but underneath the flags, it will be Ballarat who touches the wall first. South Gippsland Bass in second, and Geelong Sharks in for third.
Battle of the Internationals again, Akalanka Perez. And then Ash Delaney next to him. I think Ash will want to be getting his own back there. Ash is also the coach of Isaac Cooper. So passing on all his backstroke expertise to the next generation.
But still coming back to countries to swim for his
Yeah, well,
club.
he's a sail boy, you know.
Yeah, that's where he swam for Tarragon as he was growing up.
Yeah, and he started in sail because I went to coach there, and there was his picture of his little chubby cheeks when he was in the club rooms of him with his country medals on, so.
And did a lot of his age group swimming for his senior age group swimming at Tarragon
He
Swimming
did.
Club. He's coming very close to a significant birthday, Ash, but he's...
Is he?
Yes, he's getting very close to a round number.
Oh,
we
is
won't
he?
mention what
Is he?
a round number is, but
30, yeah.
of course.
29 recurring, that's what I was for many years.
You go back down after 30.
You do, yeah. I think you can do that before you get to the big 4. I think you can stick about 3 years. You might be able to get away with it 39.
So he threw the
Good.
backstroke leg.
Yeah, Jack Lanyon and Akalanka Perez there, neck and neck.
So
This is super tight down the first 50.
Jack just taking it out there.
really strong backstroke leg from a number of those teams as we now move on to our breaststrokers. Through that opening 25, if anything, it's getting even tighter.
Look at Ash Nichols coming through. See, I'm getting my ashes mixed up here. But yeah, that looks great. It was his best, it used to be his #1 stroke, then freestyle took over, but he is really coming through on that breaststroke leg for Tarragon.
So Tarragon will lead through as we move into our butterfly leg. They've got a slight advantage. Will they be able to convert this to take out the title?
Yeah, the team out in the lead there from Tarragon, they did a fantastic changeover.
And they'll need those points because Geelong has racked up a few in these last few relays, so great dive there.
Yeah, that was a swift changeover. I think the timing on that one was almost perfect.
Yes. Not too perfect,
Not too perfect. You do have to be careful.
Looking good, looking really good though. Look at them coming to this final 5, holding stroke, holding breath. Just found out that was a new country record from those guys, so well done Tarragon there. Goes to prove that age is no barrier to success.
So, yeah, it's definitely age no barrier. Ash may have been the oldest in that team, but not by that much. Shane, who swam the freestyle leg, is getting closer to that same barrier that Ash is getting to. Not quite as close, still got a couple of years. And I don't want you to ask why I know how old Shane is.
Did you swim together? Did you?
There's a fair chance we might be the same age.
Oh, well, I hurdled over that age barrier a long time ago.
In the water is Heat 1 of Event 38, the girls 16 and under 4x50 metre freestyle relay. In Lane 0, Ballarat GCO Swimming Club A. Lane 1, Warragul Swimming Club B. Lane 2, Wangaratta Amateur Swimming Club A. Lane 3, Ballarat Gold Swimming Club A. Lane 4, Wodonga City Swimming Club A. Lane 5, Warrnambool Swimming Club B. Lane 6, Geelong Sharks Swimming Club A. Lane 7, Shepparton Swimming Club A. Lane 8, Ballarat Gold Swimming Club B. Lane 9, Seymour and District Amateur Swimming Club A.
All right, so the 16 and unders here. Once again, the 2 timed finals. Here's the first one. Leading us through will be Wodonga City in the middle lane. Entry times all around that 2:02 for our centre of the pool. And you can already see those teams starting to pull away a little bit.
Warrnambool's putting together a really strong third leg here. So they've moved up alongside Wodonga City and are going to take a slight lead into this final 50.
Yeah, those distinctive green caps.
Those green caps have been unchanged for 25 years.
Well, actually, you know, they're really good for us commentators, aren't they?
But you know that there's going to be a good team when they're coming from Warrnambool, and they're holding on to that 2-body length lead here in this opening heat of our girls 16 and under 4x50 freestyle relay. Underneath the flags and down to take out our opening heat in a nice time of 2:03.24.
It'll be nice tonight, you know, when teams are big, they've got A and B teams and firing up the barbecue, everyone getting together. There might be camping at a campsite or, you know, staying together at a motel. It's a real good atmosphere after the session of swimming, especially for the parents when the kids have to go to bed early because they're swimming the next day.
In the water is Heat 2 of Event 38, the girls 16 and under 4x50 metre freestyle relay. In Lane 0, Bendigo East Swimming Club B. Lane 1, Warrnambool Swimming Club A. Lane 2, Ballarat Swimming Club A. Lane 3, Terrelgan Swimming Club A. Lane 4, Bendigo East Swimming Club A. Lane 5, South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club A. Lane 6, Geelong Swimming Club A. Lane 7, Warragul Swimming Club A. Lane 8, South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club B. Lane 9, Terrelgan Swimming Club B.
Look at how close this is, up that first 50.
So it's Warragul who lead through that first leg. They've maintained it here in this second leg, but starting to swim really strongly is South Gippsland Bass. So those two lead just ahead of Terrelgan. And a fantastic changeover from Terrelgan. They've emerged in first place.
Warragul looking really strong though, I've got to say. It'd be good to see them take out a relay gold medal.
Yeah, they've put together some great relay teams. I am really enjoying watching the girls finishing onto the wall in these relays. It's all about that teamwork. It's not just relying on the person on the starting block to get the timing right. You have to do a really solid finish, and that's what these girls have done for their teammates, finishing on that full stroke, speeding up into the wall. And we've had another changeover in that leader now again, with the team from South Gippsland Bass just storming through this final 50. They've taken over ahead of Warragul. Here comes lane 4 as well. The girls from Bendigo East. It's going to be close onto the wall, but I think it will go South Gippsland, Bendigo, and then Traralgon. Really, really nice work from those final swimmers, that fourth leg from all the girls really lifting there.
Yeah, just, you know, you've got to, it depends on how you want to go. Do you want to get your fastest out first? Do you want your fastest to be at the end? It's just all tactics, really, sometimes.
In the water is Heat 1 of event by 50-metre freestyle relay. In lane 0, Geelong Sharks Swimming Club B. Lane 1, Echuca Swimming Club A. Lane 2, South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club B. Lane 3, Ballarat Gold Swimming Club B. Lane 4, Sale Swimming Club A. Lane 5, Traralgon Swimming Club B. Lane 6, Shepparton Swimming Club A. Lane 7, Wangaratta Amateur Swimming Club A. Lane 8, Ballarat Swimming Club A. Lane 9, Seymour and District Amateur Swimming Club A.
So we've hit the halfway point in the 16 and under boys. It is the centre 2 lanes pretty solidly out in front.
So Sale hold a slight edge over Traralgon B as we're going down this third 50 and making our way towards our final exchange. Traralgon's come right up alongside Sale, and those two boys are going to hit the wall together. Traralgon getting the quicker of the changeover, and they pop up in the lead. They've got almost a half body length purely on that swifter changeover, and he's now pulling away. So it does look like Traralgon B team in our 16-year-old boys is going to take out this opening heat ahead of Sale's A team and set the time to beat for our following heat.
I think it's going to be quite the challenge though, because Heat 2 is absolutely stacked here. There are 2 teams on 146, 2 teams on 145, 2 teams on 147. It is going to be, on paper, a really, really close race, and I think we are going to see that play out this afternoon.
So that Traralgon B team set the standard at 151.97, which could sneak them into the points. They might not be challenging for the medals, but they're definitely on track for that top 10, which is all important for the team point score at the conclusion of Sunday.
In the water is Heat 2 of Event 39, the boys 16 and under 4x50 metre freestyle relay. In lane 0, Shark Swimming Club A. 1, South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club A. Lane 2, Bendigo East Swimming Club A. Lane 5, Wodonga City Swimming Club A. Lane 6, Tarragon Swimming Club A. Gold Swimming Club A. Lane 8, Swimming Club A. 9.
Okay, as we approach the halfway mark here in our second time final, it's a really tight battle in the centre of the pool, as we expected. Geelong and Wodonga City go into the touch together, with Bendigo East ever so slightly behind.
Yeah, super close from these boys. Really nice changeover from the Geelong team, getting themselves out a little bit further in front. Still hanging in there, though, is the team down in lane 2 from Bendigo East. They're doing well. This has been a good leg for them. Looks like they might have just pulled themselves into the lead as we go into our final swimmers hitting the water. Who can come home the fastest?
If anything, it's tightened up. There's 5 teams in it with 25 metres left to swim. A really strong back half of this relay from Traralgon have moved them into contention. They've taken over the lead. Geelong's knocked it with his cannon and flying. Oh, it's everyone's game as they come underneath the flags, storming down to touch. It will be Traralgon who gets the touch in a 1:44.78. What a relay there.
Wow. That was even closer than I thought.
With 15 metres left to swim, I genuinely thought we could have a 5-way tie for first.
I'm really sad that we didn't, but what a great effort from all of the boys there down that last 50. Incredible stuff.
So Traralgon claiming the gold, Warrnambool the silver, and Geelong the bronze. What a race there for our 16 and under boys. 4x50 freestyle relay.
I think my heart rate's about as high as the boys in the pool right now. That was full on.
There's still a little bit of action left in the final session. We're now going to move on to our 400-metre relays. So we'll have 4 more heats of action before we're concluding day 1 of our 2026 Victorian Country Long Course Championships.
In the water is Heat 1 of Event 40, the women's 4x100 metre medley relay, sponsored by Warrnambool Swimming Club. In lane 3, Ballarat Gold Swimming Club B. Lane 4, Warrnambool Swimming Club B. Lane 5, Bendigo East Swimming Club B.
So it is Warrnambool who are leading through this opening 50 here.
Yeah, so medley relay, backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly and freestyle. As Kalia said, it's in alphabetical order. Well done, Kalia.
Coach Kalia says.
That's right.
And so it is still Warrnambool who continue to lead through this opening 50, with Bendigo East in second place, coming right up alongside them as they move through that 75-metre mark. So Warrnambool was leading. Bendigo East has now taken over that lead, with Ballarat Gold sitting in third place.
I think sometimes these 4x100 relays are nearly one of the harder events because you're so hyped up and you want to do so well for your team. It's really easy to go too fast in the first 50 because you've got that extra excitement and adrenaline. You don't want to let anyone down. And so you absolutely take off out the blocks and then realize at about the 75-metre mark, oh my.
Yeah, you even see that internationally. You know, there's been times when the Americans have done that, and us Australians, I say us Australians, but I am, you know, have maintained. I think at the World Championships, didn't Meg Harris like really maintain a cool and like come through to win it, where the Americans kind of went up that first 50 and then died. So yeah, you've got to try and keep calm, even though you want to close down that gap if you're second.
You want to use the excitement of the relay without actually using your energy that you've got. Use your bonus excitement to carry you out. Don't use your extra effort to carry you out.
That's
and
right.
Simple instructions.
And it does look like Bendigo East is holding on to that slight advantage, but once again, down this second 50, starts to tighten up. This time Warrnambool is making the move and coming back up alongside them. So it's less than half a body length between our two leading teams as we approach the breaststroke to butterfly exchange. Just to make sure the theme of the day continues, the wind has picked up once again as we approach our final stretch of relays. So Bendigo East continue to lead through the opening 25 of our butterfly, sitting just under a body length clear of Warrnambool. All three teams in this heat are B teams for their clubs, so they will have their A team sitting in that next heat. This is another opportunity to earn some points for their club, boost them up that club point score, which we know is what everyone's competing for here.
Absolutely.
You want to beat your neighbour down the road.
You certainly do. Next door neighbours, got to beat them. Yep.
Or across the pond, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
All these, the coastal towns.
Well, equal stroking at the same rate. Very good. Warrnambool just coming through. Lengthening out a stroke, keeping it strong.
And we do see a change in that lead now. The Warrnambool team just making their way into the water in front of Bendigo East.
Look at the leg kick on Bendigo East swimmer. That's fantastic. Look at it.
That's one of our super coaches at Bendigo East, our junior squad coach, Marley.
Yay. Well,
She's showing her swimmers how it's done.
Well, I bet she's great on kick sets.
We did Kicktober last year, which you'd think was October, but it also went through into November.
Yes, well,
and December, because I do love a kick set, and so does Miles.
Yes, once you've got those legs fit, you don't want to let it go, do you?
So with 25 metres left to swim, there's never been more than half a body length between both Bendigo East and Warrnambool here in this opening heat. But it is Bendigo East who are going to come under the flags and take out the opening heat.
Too good, the B team.
So 5:08.61 is the time to beat for heat 2.
Like the beasts, you could call Bendigo East, couldn't you? Beasts.
In the water is Heat 2 of Event 40, the women 4x100 metre medley relay, sponsored by Warrnambool Swimming Club. In Lane 1, Warrnambool Swimming Club A. Lane 2, Bendigo East Swimming Club A. Lane 3, Ballarat Gold Swimming Club A. Lane 4, Geelong Swimming Club A. Lane 5, Traralgon Swimming Club A. Lane 6, South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club A. Lane 7, Warragul Swimming Club A. Lane 8, Traralgon Swimming Club B.
So Traralgon going for the big points here, A and B team in this final.
But it is Geelong who lead through in the backstroke, fighting with Bendigo East.
Bit of motivation from the B team before taking the win there.
And a really strong last 25 from Ballarat Gold. Those three teams have a body length and a half lead. As we head into our breaststroke leg, it is Geelong who emerge in the lead. They've continued to lead ahead of Ballarat Gold, with Bendigo East sitting in third place, and now starting to make a move is both Traralgon and South Gippsland Bass.
Yeah, looking across this breaststroke, it's quite the stacked field. A lot of these girls picking up medals respectively in their 100 or the 200 metre open earlier on this afternoon. Just having a look there, Claudia Croato swimming for South Gippsland Bass over in lane 6. You've got Taryn Aldred in lane 4 from Geelong. Zoe Snyder having a great swim from her to take over that lead in lane 3 as well. So some pretty impressive breaststrokers. I would have said it would be difficult to break away, but the girls in lanes 3 and 4, they've managed to do that.
But don't discount South Gippsland Bass. They've started to make, I reckon they've made the biggest ground in this breaststroke leg as we come underneath the flags to work into our breaststroke to butterfly exchange. It will be Geelong who continue to lead ahead of Ballarat Gold. South Gippsland Bass sitting in third place. As we move into our butterfly leg.
Yeah, certainly still those top 5 teams really within the grasp of a medal in this particular event. The butterfly, we can see a bit of change here. If you've got someone that's a solid flyer, there can be that time difference. And keep an eye on this third leg. This is where you can make or break a little bit of room. It's a bit harder in the freestyle. There's not as much give. As they go around, it will be a swimmer in lane 3 still. It's the Isla Ho from Ballarat Gold. Starting to move up now is Ruby Paulette from Traralgon in 5. Coming right alongside Lee Wen Yu in lane 4.
So it will be Ballarat Gold who are going to lead into the freestyle and have a healthy lead at that. So they're going to lead by 5 metres into this final leg. Traralgon have moved into a clear second ahead of Geelong, with South Gippsland Bass sitting in 4th.
The girls from Geelong there just absolutely celebrating Lee Wen's butterfly. She's one of the younger members of that team.
So with 50 metres left to swim, Ballarat Gold continue to lead, but that margin is ever decreasing. Here come Geelong. Here come Traralgon. So those Geelong and Traralgon are going to be chasing Ballarat Gold down this final 50. The margin's down to a body length and a half. Traralgon sitting in second. Geelong right alongside them in third. The body lengths, the lead is down to a body length with 15 metres left to swim. Can they hold on? 5 metres left to swim, and Ballarat Gold are going to hold on to take it out.
Yes.
What a great gutsy freestyle leg there. Traralgon in second and Geelong in third.
Yeah, Georgie Kennett in lane 3 one of our youngest swimmers here as well, just 10 years of age, finishing it off for her team and holding on to that win. That's a great effort from her. The girls from Geelong and Traralgon did everything in their power to catch up, and it wasn't quite enough. Well done, Ballarat Gold.
It was great that those older, more experienced athlete from Ballarat Gold got the lead, and the youngster did the rest.
In the water, we have Heat 1 of Event 41, the men's 4x100 metre medley relay, sponsored by Mattioli. In Lane 3, Warragul Swimming Club B. Lane 4, Warrnambool Swimming Club B. Lane 5, Warragul Swimming Club A.
So we're underway here in our opening heat of the men's 4x100 metre medley relay.
Last event on our program for our first night of finals, and what a night of finals it has been. We have seen country event records fall. We've seen some super close finishes, some tight races between 2 swimmers, between 5 swimmers, between entire finals, the whole pool showing down here at the Geelong Aquatic Centre for our 2026 Victorian Country Long Course Championships. Let's see what the boys can do here. It's the men's 4x100 metre medley relay. This is heat 1, or timed final 1, I should say, of 2.
So that's Warrnambool leading it out, and the 2 Warragul teams bringing it home second and third. Got all the regs in one heat basket. Warragul.
But Warrnambool's putting together a really strong opening half of this relay, and a strong backstroke leg. Continuing it here into the breaststroke. Got a 5 metre lead over the Warragul A team, with the Warragul B team just a couple metres further back, sitting in that 3rd place.
Yeah, looking pretty strong and holding on, but I can see Warragul now, both A and B teams are just getting a little bit each per stroke now.
So as we head towards the breaststroke to butterfly exchange, it is still Warrnambool who continue to lead. That margin has been reduced though.
Warrnambool swimmer sporting a beard, hasn't shaved for this final.
I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I'm going to give you the surname of who it is. It's a polka in the water. The problem is I can't identify which polka it is, because the
Jack, I can.
Okay. The polka is doing the butterfly and the polka is doing the freestyle.
Aha! It's a double polka.
Yes, they were, and they're proud.
And they're both supporting beards.
Yes, they're proud members of Warrnambool Swimming Club and have been for
a few years.
Yes, over 20 odd years. Once again, don't ask me how I know that.
So they maintain the lead through the butterfly. The team in green from Warrnambool. It is still Warragul in lane 5, sitting in 2nd. They come down now, ready for their final changeover into our freestyler.
Ooh, the pianos are dropping here.
So the twin passes over to his twin, and they are still in the lead. And they're off to a nice strong start. So Warrnambool continues to lead, and through his experience, he's gone out nice and fast in this opening 25. I'm a little bit worried how the last 75 might start to feel.
I think you saw Jack hold on in the last 10 metres in butterfly and went, surely I'm doing freestyle, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, he's halfway over now. He's only got 50 metres left.
And so Michael Polka from Warrnambool is holding on in the lead for his team here in this final 50 metres. The first 25 looked brilliant.
This one looks good.
The middle 25 looked good. The last 25, he's managing to keep his length together, and it will be Warrnambool who take out this opening heat of the men's 4x100 metre medley relay.
Yes.
No, it was a great swim there by Michael Polka to finish off for the Warrnambool team and get them the win out of the first heat in a 4:26.81. Ahead of Warragul and Warragul.
And I think with how cold it is, keeping those beards probably did the right thing, you know? Keep a little bit of heat.
Yeah, I should have kept mine too, Sam.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
In the water is Heat 2 of Event 41, the men's 4x100 metre medley relay, sponsored by Mattioli. In Lane 1, Ballarat Gold Swimming Club B. Lane 2, Geelong Swimming Club A. Lane 3, Bendigo East Swimming Club A. Lane 4, Traralgon Swimming Club A. Lane 5, Ballarat Gold Swimming Club A. Lane 6, South Gippsland Bass Swimming Club A. Lane 7, Traralgon Swimming Club B. Lane 8, Warrnambool Swimming Club A.
So it is Geelong Swimming Club who are leading through this opening 50 of backstroke, but also swimming incredibly well out in lane 7. 8 is Warrnambool. So they saw the B team, and they're like, we can match that, and are going to lead after the backstroke leg in a nice swift 0000.
Akalanka there saying I'll match you and raise you a 00.
So Warrnambool continue to lead, but the charges are coming here in the breaststroke. Namely, in the centre of the pool, Traralgon has now moved up into the lead. As we approach.
Cameron Jordan. John Jordan's son, back from... Yeah, look at him go.
Yeah, so we're going to have to wait for the second 50 for the Bendigo East team to move into the picture. But by this end of this 50, they are going to be in with a chance here in this relay. Traralgon are out in front and will continue to hold that position. But Cam Jordan...
From 7th into 3rd and gaining pretty quickly on 2nd here. That's a really impressive effort. Ash Nichols, who he's made up a lot of ground on, is not a slow breaststroker
No
by
slouch.
any means.
Yeah.
It's about a 103, I think. 102 high.
102 high. So solid,
Quick maths.
solid swim there. So Traralgon lead.
That's just what Will Petrick did at Opens in South Australia this morning in the heats 102. One of our Victorian Olympians.
So Traralgon continue to lead ahead of Bendigo East, with Ballarat Gold sitting in 3rd place. We're approaching our final 25 metres of butterfly in our final event of the program.
Looking good in this, Bendigo East, still on this fly leg.
I might need to turn off my mic if it gets close.
I think you better, Carlia.
Getting patriotic here.
Okay, so as we head into our freestyle, Traralgon continue to lead over Bendigo East. Ballarat Gold hold on to third place, but that could be a nice tight battle develop as well down that final 50. But with 75 metres left to swim, this is not over. Traralgon, Bendigo East are going to head into the final 50, separated by a body length. So Traralgon continue to hold that lead that they've had since the start, but slowly and ever so slowly, Bendigo East has been making ground up. A lot of ground was made up in that breaststroke leg, even more in the butterfly, but we can't quite make it back to Traralgon by the time we come to the freestyle. So it will be Traralgon who come underneath the flag and take the final event of the evening out. 4:02.78. So nice strong swim there from Traralgon. Bendigo East in second and Ballarat Gold in third.
Another exciting race to finish off what has been an incredible day of action here at the Geelong Aquatic Centre. Thank you to Barwon Southwest for hosting our 2026 Victorian Country Long Course Championships. It has been day one. We still have 2 more jam-packed days of action to come. Make sure you tune in tomorrow morning on KO Freebies on our YouTube channel and keep an eye on the events to come. If you can, make your way down to the Aquatic Centre to watch it firsthand. The atmosphere has been electric. We look forward to seeing you at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Thanks, guys.